Feature fight time. Here's our Crescent Tools tail of the tape for this lightweight bout. Tom Shoaff versus Bruce Lutch-Medial.
And Sean, both these guys identical reach. Tom Shoaff a little bit taller. Not too big of a difference right here. That's not what's going to sell this. Who's going to be able to come out there, dictate the pace, and fight when they want to fight. That's probably going to win the fight.
Bruce Lutch-Medial made his bare knuckle debut October 2020 at Toe the Line 2. He defeated Will Chope by second round knockout.
And Sean, this is what we talked about earlier, being able to get up off the canvas. Lutch-Medial did that, and then he came back with his own hard punches. Not only hard punches, but from weird angles. This guy takes a lot of pride in his unique style, coming from odd angles. It's very difficult to fight a guy. If you're not used to what he's doing, you can't mimic that in training. You can't mimic it in sparring. Your partners aren't going to do that. That's what he's able to do here, come at you with weird angles, and he takes a lot of pride in being that kind of fighter.
Born in Canada, raised in Trinidad and Tobago, now based in Deepside, Florida, Bruce Lutch-Medial. Veteran of 2 bare knuckle bouts, including 1 in BKFC, the others we just showed you. October 2020, that win versus UFC veteran Will Chope in Toe the Line 2. Lutch-Medial has also fought 9 times in his pro MMA career, 7 times in his pro boxing career. Prides himself on his creativity in and out of fighting. He describes his style as quote-unquote Shaolin boxing.
I love that. But the thing he wants to really do here is working on his forward pressure. He wants to utilize good movement, pacing, get in there, finish when he has to with his hard punches, but from awkward angles, making it to where he's not conventional and hard to understand and read.
Lutch-Medial very complimentary of Tom Shoaff in our fighter meeting, and Shoaff returned those compliments. Even though those are kept confidential, they don't know what each other is saying, but no animosity. Lutch-Medial said Shoaff paces himself extremely well, then he turns up the pressure and gets the finish. I cannot overexert, but I still have to utilize forward pressure. 6 fights at BKFC for Tom Shoaff. His most recent, October of last year, he defeated Josh Wright by second round TKO.
And there's Tom Shoaff right now, the constant professional, and they're just landing pinpoint accuracy right now. Landing when he wants. Just look at these hard punches. Even though didn't count that as a knockdown, could have been counted, comes right back with his own knockdown. Tom does a great job of always entertaining. The guy could not be in a boring fight no matter what happens. It just shows right here. This was only a 2-round fight, but there was all kinds of action the entire time.
Bout number 7 in BKFC for Tom Shoaff. He's also had a very good pro MMA career that spanned 15 fights, including 1 in Bellator. Shoaff has emerged as one of the most popular fighters, not just with fans, but with his fellow bare knuckle fighters in this promotion. Shoaff told us in training, he said, anything and everything that involves defense, that's what I have been working on.
I love it, Sean. We said, what have you been focused on? He said, head movement, slips, parries, rolling, angles. He named everything. So I was like, wow, you can tell he's doing his homework, doing his research, and really putting the work out in the gym.
Tom Shoaff keeping the very positive nature of talking about his opponent, just as Lutch-Medial did, complimentary. Shoaff said of Lutch-Medial, very aggressive, very creative, but he starts to slow down after 2 rounds. I have to be extremely cautious through rounds 1 and 2, and then I can turn up the pressure. We go to Jeff Houston.
Fight fans of Fort Lauderdale, we are now set for our feature fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Presented to you by betonline.ag. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight, he wears black. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, 154.3 pounds. His bare knuckle record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Deepside, Florida, by way of Trinidad and Tobago, here is Bruce Iron Lion Lutch-Medial. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and white. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 155.6 pounds. His bare knuckle record stands at 3 victories opposite 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the popular bare knuckle fighting star from Lawton, Oklahoma, the gentleman of violence, Tom Shoaff. And our referee in charge of the action, Sam Burgos.
Bruce Lechmedial said, I'm not looking for the knockout punch. There's confirmation of the friendly nature between these two fighters, although they are going to go extremely hard in mere seconds. Lechmedial said his term pitter-patter. I want to pitter-patter Shoaff all the way to victory. Round number 1. Both fighters, as you see, in black trunks, blue glove tape for Tom Shoaff, red glove tape for Bruce Lechmedial. Snap jab from Shoaff. Check left hook from Tom Shoaff. Lechmedial coming forward, turned over that right hand. Jab again from Tom Shoaff.
Tom Shoaff said he wants to really focus on not taking so much damage. He loves to get in there and bang, but he said it's not smart. He needs to be smarter. Showing a lot of good defense right now.
Clean, clever right hand landed by Lechmedial. Lechmedial now running forward. A bit of that creativity. Some fighters, that would be taunting. That's just an expression of almost joy from Bruce Lechmedial. You see Shoaff not bothered in the least. Shoaff resetting. Good right hand and the left to follow from Lechmedial.
You could tell he talked about that pitter-patter style. Lechmedial is more of a volume puncher, not trying to hurt you with any one punch. Just come at you and touch you a lot.
50 seconds remaining, round number 1 of our feature fight in the lightweight division. Lechmedial just missing with that right hand. Shoaff missing with the jab. High shoulder from Tom Shoaff.
Very difficult to do in bare knuckle using that Philly shell. Very difficult to not get hit.
There's some of the playfulness of Lechmedial. Coming to the inside, lands a big right hand. Unconventional to the conventional. Shoaff again off the jab. Lechmedial looking to parry. Lechmedial coming forward. Good right hand again from Lechmedial. Shoaff looking for that shovel uppercut to the body with the right hand. That is the end of round 1.
Referee saying you're not allowed to put that hand like that, I believe.
It's the extending of the fingers, the same thing. The unified rules of MMA by the Association of Boxing Commission. You can't extend your fingers outwards towards your opponent. You can put them up or down, but not outward.
You can tell sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get used to that awkward style of Lechmedial. The way he moves his hands around and kind of rushes into but really the inappropriate time, but it's doing its work. You know, it's knocking Tom off balance and pushing around. It's not letting him get his feet settled because it's not conventional.
I know. Right back to this.
It's the fingers extended by Lechmedial. As in bare knuckle, as in MMA, under the unified rules, it's the fingers extension that's illegal. Round number 2. Soft warning from Sam Burgos. Good right to the body from Shoaff.
And that's exactly what Shoaff needs to do. If you're not protecting your body, you need to make it pay. Lechmedial has his hands out, not protecting his sides.
Lechmedial coming forward. Back-to-back 2s without the 1 from Shoaff. Shoaff resetting. Jab to the body. Running forward again is Lechmedial, lands the short left hand. Now into the clinch. Shoaff digging to the body. Volume to the body by Lechmedial. Shoaff with the right uppercut. These are 2 likable people and 2 likable fighters. 65 seconds remaining, round 2. Swing and a miss by Shoaff. Good duck under from Lechmedial. Shoaff trying to showcase what he believes is vastly improved head movement. Good left hand.
Ooh, I like that left of the body by Shoaff right there. He threw a left uppercut, then a left of the body immediately. That being said, Les Medios doing a very good job being difficult to hit.
Now, in referee speak, we saw the soft warning for the fingers extended round number 1. Sam Burgos, that's a hard warning, saying you keep that up, it's a point deduction. As the great boxing referee Jack Reese says, silent, soft, hard, point disqualification. By the way, silent, according to Jack Reese, is just the very severe stare. There's a right hand, and there's the knockdown.
The correct call. It wasn't too bad. It didn't hurt him too bad, but he did put his hand down, didn't Les Medios?
No protest from Bruce Lechmedial.
Well, he knew his hand touched the ground. He knew his hand touched the ground. It just knocked him off balance. It wasn't a knockout shot. It was a knockdown shot.
The Crescent Lufkin Shock Force tape measure has the durability to handle any job site. Measure faster with the 14-foot standout and two-sided blade with easy-to-read markings. Did we mention the durability? Crescent Tools, trusted by the trades. Available now at your local tool retailers.
Can you do sharp, hands up, feigning, slide back? All he's trying to do is load and pull and counter with the hook.
And right here, we're going to see that knockdown right there. Les Medios doing a good job until he didn't have his hands up in the right spot. Got hit with that clean right hand. It didn't hurt him bad. It just knocked him down.
This is the part of the fight where Tom Shoaff felt that he could start to take over. But again, Shoaff getting that knockdown, now a mouthpiece out. Time called by Sam Burgos. Right back into the mouth of Lechmedial.
This is what Tom Shoaff was waiting for, the third round, he felt like.
Sam Burgos not playing with the hand fighting. Put an end to that immediately. You can hand fight, you can't try to interlock the fingers of your opponent, as both men were doing in that last sequence. Burgos again, that's the third warning now. Lechmedial extending the fingers towards the face of Shoaff.
You have to figure if he gets an eye poke, he's probably going to take away a point.
100%, Chris. Good right hand by Shoaff. He sat down on that too. Another right hand and another, then the left hook from Shoaff. Good sequence.
And Lechmedial is just a hard guy to look good against. He's so difficult to hit.
Left hand again on the check left hook from Shoaff. Now the right hand and another right hand.
This has turned out just like Tom Shoaff figured out. Once Lechmedial slowed down a little bit, he's going to open up.
Lechmedial, a switch of stances, still wide open, lands the left hook to the body from Shoaff. Shovel uppercut from Shoaff. 45 seconds remaining. This could be a point deduction. We're getting very close now. That's 4 warnings by Burgos to Lechmedial for extending the fingers outward towards the face of Tom Shoaff.
John, I don't know if I've ever seen 4 warnings without a point. Until now.
Good left hand!
Oh!
Lechmedial nearly went down.
I think Tom Shoaff thought for sure he was going down. He backed away like, okay. Didn't happen though. Good job by Lechmedial to be tough.
Counter left hand by Lechmedial. Now to the body, right hand by Shoaff. Another right hand by Tom Shoaff, then off the jab.
And Tom Shoaff is just showing that accuracy, that pinpoint accuracy he's developed.
Lechmedial down now. And Sam Burgos ends it. And Tom Shoaff just keeps on rolling in BKFC.
And you can see why he's a fan favorite. He just keeps getting better, Sean. Every time this guy gets out here and fights, more experience, more confidence, and he just continues to throw punches exactly where he wants to. Accuracy is so impressive for Tom Shoaff. And here it is, the end of this fight. Just landing, look at that big right hand, or big left hand, I should say. Just setting that up. That was a nice, clean left hand that did the damage. That was kind of just overall overwhelming. His opponent continued to show a lot of hard punches.
As you saw, Lechmedial never actually touched the canvas other than the soles of his feet. What Sam Burgos ruled was that Lechmedial fell into the bottom rope. That prevented the knockdown, thus ruling it a knockdown. Lechmedial indicating to Burgos he did not want to continue, and win number 4 in BKFC for Tom Shoaff.
Not only win 4, I think that's 3 in a row for Tom Shoaff. I mean, this is a guy who's taken nothing but tough fights. He's fought the who just everybody tough we have. Tom Shoaff has fought at the wrong weight class many times too.
Bruce Lutch-Medial, as you just saw, a very talented fighter, a very creative fighter. Tom Shoaff now asking for a title fight at 155 pounds. Disappointment from Bruce Lutch-Medial. He definitely had his moment, showcased the creativity. But Tom Shoaff, as he thought that he would, telling us in our fighter meeting with absolutely no hint of arrogance that he would start to take over in round 3. In fact, it came early. Closing seconds of round 2, Shoaff dropping Lutch-Medial, and then Shoaff indeed taking over in round 3 all the way to the win.
Absolutely, Tom. Planned his work, worked his plan. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and it happened right there. He waited for the right time. As soon as he felt like the time was ready, he implemented his plan, and it worked.
We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Sam Burgos, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 1 minute 59 seconds into round number 3 for your winner by TKO, the gentleman of violence, Tom Shoaff.
And what a good performance for Tom Shoaff. He just continues to keep rolling, getting better. And Sean, he wants that title fight. I see no reason why not to give it to him.
A first-class performance for Tom Shoaff. Not without adversity. He did not rush. And now asking for a title fight. Most fans would agree. The finish, Lutch-Medial not able to continue, not wanting to continue. The winner by way of third-round knockout, Tom Shoaff defeats Bruce Lutch-Medial.
It's BKFC 34, Saturday, December 3rd, with 2 world titles up for grabs. One, the #1 pound-for-pound bare-knuckle fighter in the world and lightweight champ, Louie Baboon Palomino, fights the popular Tom Shoaff. Also, undefeated middleweight champ Francesco Ricchi puts his gold up against Dave Redneck Mundell. Plus, Howard Davis versus Louie Lopez. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com. Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live Bare Knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
Champion versus champion, the numbers presented by Crescent Tools. Elvin Brito versus Luis Palomino.
I mean, Sean, you couldn't get more even on all these stats right here. This has nothing to do with who's going to win this fight. It's going to be who's going to be able to go in there, control the ring, control the distance. That's who's going to win this fight.
The Peruvian based in nearby Miami, Florida, Luis Palomino. He is the BKFC lightweight champion, but that title not at stake because he is moving from 155 to 165 and is now 1 win away from becoming the first ever 2 weight class world champion in BKFC. Palomino 6-0 in bare knuckle fighting championship, 4 successful title defenses of his 155-pound strap. Chris, in a word, he has been dominant.
He has been dominant, and he feels like going up in weight class, he will be much stronger. He's had a scientific approach to his training. He feels like he's better in every aspect right now.
Palomino came to BKFC after 43 fights in his pro MMA career, which included a half dozen in Bellator, and included notably a split decision victory versus Jorge Masvidal in February 2010. Palomino making his BKFC debut at BKFC 10, February 2020. That debut against Elvin Brito when Palomino won a unanimous decision.
Sean, he won that decision, but he said he was in a tournament. He didn't want to hurt his hands. It was his first fight. He said, there's no need to save my hands here. I'm coming and I'm hitting hard this time. I didn't hit him as hard as I could last time. I'm going to this time to go for that knockout.
Elvin Brito, the reigning BKFC welterweight champion. This is his first fight as the titleist. He won that title, defeated Caleb Harris by split decision. January of this year, Brito, the first ever BKFC 165-pound title holder. Brito 5-2 in bare knuckle fighting championship since losing that unanimous decision to Luis Palomino February 2020, 4 straight victories. Brito said for him, that was a moral victory. He knew that he could hold his own against a world-class fighter. Brito said, after that fight, I fully dedicated myself to bare knuckle.
Well, he definitely believes he's a better fighter now, and he feels like he's bigger, smarter, stronger, with a higher fight IQ than Palomino right now. He said his goal right now, he wants to bring the fight to his opponent right away and see if he can fight backing up.
It's our main event. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds for the undisputed BKFC World Welterweight Championship. Presented to you by BetOnline.ag. Sanctioned by the Florida State Boxing Commission. Executive Director Patrick Cunningham. Our 3 judges scoring our main event: Eliseo Rodriguez, Richard Green, John Rupert. And the third man inside the squared circle, our referee in charge of the action at the bell, Andrew Glen. And now, with our bare knuckle fans watching live worldwide on the new BKFC app from the sold-out Hard Rock Live at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Fight fans of Hollywood, it's time to knuckle up! Introducing you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears white and red. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, 164.2 pounds. His record inside the squared circle is perfect at 6-0. Here is the challenger and the current undefeated, uncontested, undisputed BKFC World Lightweight Champion, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Lima, Peru, Luis Baboon Palomino. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears red and gold. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 163.2 pounds. His bare knuckle record stands at 5 victories opposite 2 defeats. Here is your defending BKFC World Welterweight Champion from Managua, Puerto Rico, El Bandido Leon Brito.
Luis Palomino told us in our fighting, power and speed are my 2 major advantages over Elvin Brito. Brito said, I think Palomino will be very cautious. I want to keep closing the distance, establish myself in the pocket. Both fighters up to scratch. Round number 1, snap jab off the scratch line. Elvin Brito is in the red trunks, Luis Palomino in the white trunks.
And you can only see that awkward style right now that Brito has. He jumps in, he throws punches from weird angles.
Check left hook from Palomino.
You're just not going to get a guy like that to spar against. It's so hard to figure him out.
Radically different hand positions. High and tight for Palomino, open and loose for Brito. Walking forward, then the counter right hand, overhand left misses from Brito as Palomino landed.
Brito's ducking that head. I think Palomino's going to look to land that uppercut here soon.
Brito trying to stick the jab as Palomino did as well. Into the clinch. First clinch of the fight, the turn on the overhook from Palomino. Bit of a face wash from Brito, though soft warning. As referee Andrew Glen keeps this fight flowing, but Brito got the point. Step again from Brito. There's the turn, almost a side headlock throw by Palomino. Now the soft warning to Palomino from Glen. 45 seconds remaining, round number 1 of our champion versus champion main event. And then the walk forward punches.
Brito is continuing to duck that head and move forward to throw punches. I would really anticipate Luis Palomino will start turning up some uppercuts right there.
Hands wide, chest open for Brito, and that's by design, trying to get Palomino to come in. Palomino eluding back to the outside. Counter left hand by Palomino. Resetting on the outside. Final seconds, round number 1, the jab from Brito. There's the right hand for Brito. Turning on the underhook. Clearly a slip. Right back to it, the bell. That ends round number 1.
And so from that first round, both guys are amped up. Both guys are throwing heavy punches in the head. I would anticipate both their corners to tell them to start turning some of those punches into the body. You cannot duck under that punch. You will land that punch.
Mira, pasito atrás, derecha, se está tirando y méteme 2-1. Vamos, tú eres campeón. Nadie nos puede quitar el sueño nuestro. Respira. Tremenda recuperación. Aprovecha, mete el recto duro, levántalo como explosivo.
Chris, my Spanish is not great, but Palomino's corner is saying, let's go, you're the champion.
I'm betting he's saying, turn those under him with the body, because that's what I'd be saying. My guess. Because you can see it's very difficult to, you may not land a clean punch on the body, but you're going to hit something. When you continue to throw these punches to the head, I know you want to hurt this guy, you want to knock him out, but when you miss, when they duck, when that head movement's there, you're not going to land anything. So turn that under, land on the uppercut or something to the body, even if it lands the arm, something, you're going to hit something.
Almost a taunting stance off the scratch line for Brito to start round number 2. There's the uppercut that lands for Palomino with the rear right hand. Brito firing back. See a lot of playfulness in the game of Elvin Brito. Brito said no animosity for me with Palomino, but Palomino has to be angry. I want to keep playing mind games with him.
So he feels like Palomino doesn't fight as well when he's angry. Oh, body punch right there.
Smile on the face of Brito, circling out. Brito bounced hard against the 4 ring ropes. And you see the contrast in the striking defense, the hand positions of Brito and Palomino. Into the clinch again. Brito does have MMA experience, 17 pro mixed martial arts bouts. So both fighters understand the turn, understand the clinch, the dirty boxing. From MMA, it's certainly from BKFC.
A lot more punches being thrown and landed by Brito right now. Percentages are about the same, but man, throwing a lot more. Palomino's going to have to step it up and throw more punches right now.
Long range jab from Brito, not there. Palomino looking for the entry, now backs off. Right hand, left hand to the body. And you see Brito smiling at Palomino, talking to Palomino.
Now the punches right now, when Palomino punches and throws them and lands them, that really is not landing flush or clean. That head is so elusive right now, and the body even of Brito's just, he's not where Palomino thinks he's going to be.
Brito misses with that shovel right uppercut. Palomino misses with the entry jab. Jab from Brito. Palomino to the body, Brito to the head. Stiff jab just before the bell from Palomino. That ends round number 2.
Palomino is landing some pretty good shots to the body right now. That's a great idea. You want to slow your opponent down. Maybe he listened to what we're saying over here. You turn those under, you layer to the body. They cannot duck underneath those. That head movement is not as effective when you start throwing to the body. And I can see right now, Palomino's goes to him. These straight punches, these looping punches that we're talking about, he's ducking under. That head's not there. You throw straight punches, you're going to hit something. I think people get so mad they want to hit somebody so hard. I think that's why Palomino, you know, he's angry right now. He'll try to keep him angry because he feels like that's his best defense if he can get his opponent angry and miss punches.
You see the BKFC light heavyweight champion Lorenzo Hunt in the corner of his regular training partner Elvin Brito. Andrew Glen starts round number 3 with an emphatic knuckle up. Brito again, tauntingly keeping his hands low. To the side step. See these mind games playing out in real time from Brito.
It's just such an awkward style. You think he's backing away, and then he leans in with his head and punches you and just keeps leaning.
Switch of stances from Brito. Palomino coming forward.
It's just so hard for your hands to see that coming and throw that punch at an angle where it's going to be so far away.
Jab from Brito. Slight walk down from Palomino.
Gotta anticipate where his head is going to end up, not where it is right now. Total strikes is evening out a little bit. Palomino stepping it up. Very close with the head shots right there. Bowen and landing get much closer.
Overhand left misses from Elvin Brito. Palomino coming forward off of that high, tight striking guard. Open jab. 1-2-1. There's the one again from Brito into the clinch. Separation from Andrew Glen.
Brito just has a style that's so hard to figure out.
40 seconds remaining, round number 3. Right hand on the exit from Brito. Feint. Brito circling out again. Palomino pulling back to right hand, lands that counter right hand. Palomino just missing with that rear hand, overhand right, counter right hand, left hand again, down goes Elvin Brito. We'll see how this is ruled by Andrew Glen. Time called by Glen. Brito went down. We don't know yet if Glen will rule this a knockdown or a slip. And then the punch on the ground from Palomino. And now here's Dr. Don Muzzi.
Is he cut?
Glen telling Palomino, you have to be careful when your opponent is on the ground. So not rule the knockdown, rule the slip. Clearance from Dr. Muzzi. Time was called by Glen, so he's ignoring the bell. Now the bell, that's the end of the round.
A lot of confusion right there. And let's see if that was a knockdown or was it a slip. Okay, that was him getting up and the referee, okay.
So Glen saying that's a slip.
Palomino just kept throwing the punch even though the referee was trying to say it was a slip. I see what was going on there.
Once your opponent is down either by knockdown or slip, there has to be a natural separation. It's not like Jack Dempsey in the 20s where they fall down, get up, and then you punch them.
However, Sean, we've seen many times in BKFC where someone's hand touches the ground and the referee just lets it go. So it's kind of hard. There is a little gray area right now. I understand. Are you supposed to hold back? Yes, but sometimes they just say keep fighting. You don't know.
Luis Palomino is a great fighter and he's a sportsman. There was no ill intent there. That's why it was a soft warning, not a hard warning from Andrew Glen. A soft warning is don't do it again. A hard warning is, I think there was an intention or foul. Don't do it again or I will take a point. It didn't get to that elevation. Round number 4. Good jab from Palomino. Good jab right back from Brito. 1-2, there's the right hand. It lands. Left hand lands from Palomino. He's turning up the pressure here to start round number 4.
And that's what he needs to do right now. Start Brito, not let him get out of this corner. They can pay every time it punches. There it is.
Oh, good right hand from Brito.
Palomino cannot be deterred. He's got to continue to stalk his opponent. Stay right in front of his hip. Don't let him come in.
Left hand, right hand over the top. These are two great fighters with superior defense. There's the jab again. Counter left hook, neither landed fully. Overhand right misses. No return, no receipt from Palomino. 60 seconds remaining, round 4. Into a pattern now, Chris, where in every exchange, Palomino landing first, Brito landing last. Palomino on the entry, Brito on the exit. Reset in the center circle.
And you're right there, so that has been the pattern right there.
5 seconds remaining, round 4 of our main event.
Very hard to tell what the judges think when that happens.
Brito just looked back to the camera. Brito playing the role of the showman again, trying to play mind games with Palomino. Feeling that Palomino is a very emotional fighter, trying to get him angry and get him unsettled. You heard the 10-second clap. Closing stages, round number 4. Right hand on the entry, counter right hand from Palomino. Brito with the left hand. We move to the 5th and final round.
Man, that was a great end of that round. I mean, both these guys are so good, it's hard to land a clean shot, and even when you're landing punches, it's kind of sliding off the back of the head, sliding off the back of the neck. There's a good left hand, followed by a right hand, right back. See, every time you think you got Brito in a bad place, he fires right back. Look at the good left hand on the chest, boom, right back to Palomino. Probably one of the better punches Brito's landed. I mean, this could be another pretty close fight, Sean.
Beck Rawlings and Britton Hart really dislike each other. Yuli Diaz and Francesco Ricchi really like each other. I think Brito and Palomino actually like each other, but there's certainly animosity.
Absolutely. And this might be one, though, after the fight, this one might be squashed. We'll see.
There's the sporting touch of hands. 5th and final round. See, almost taunting from Brito off the scratch line. Looking to jab with his hands below his waist.
I mean, you don't see anybody else out there fighting that comfortably.
There's the left hand from Palomino and the sharpshooter 1. Sticking that jab.
I mean, Brito puts you in such a defensive position with these punches. It's hard to fire back afterwards. Even when he throws a 1-2 or something and misses you, you're not in the position to fire back because you got to get out of the way.
That was clever from Brito. The 2 to the body. 80 seconds remaining in this fight. 1-1-2 from Palomino. Getting the jab going. Brito to the body. Palomino just missing to the body. Overhand left from Elvin Brito. Brito on the entry, overhand right. Right hand again from Brito. Brito switched orthodox to throw that overhand left, back to the jab. Left hand, Palomino sat down on that right, just missed. Jab from Palomino.
And Palomino can get out first, but he can push Brito back. He does very well.
Brito back to the jab. There's the right hand. Palomino playing to the crowd. See the smile from Brito. On the inside, right hand from Luis Palomino. This has been high quality from both champions. 15 seconds remaining in this fight. Stiff jab from Elvin Brito.
I mean, both guys great offense and both guys great defense. I mean, Palomino just throwing bombs right now.
Flurry to the inside. Big shot from Palomino. Halftime punch to the bell. The end of our main event.
I mean, those guys got to respect each other now. That's what they want to see right there. Look at that. We talked about this. I thought they would be respectful afterwards, 100%. How can you not be after that fight?
A friendship developed between these two after their first fight, February 2020. And then as Brito moved from the prelims to the mid-card, to a main event and a world champion in his own right. The animosity began, culminating in this fight. But again, there's genuine respect between these two fighters. I think there's a lot of like as well.
And President, why would it be a draw? It was 5-0. Why would it be a draw?
Elvin Brito, the BKFC welterweight champion, versus Luis Palomino, the BKFC lightweight champion.
And right here, the striking stats. Body punches right there. A lot more thrown for Elvin. Both had very high percentage, though. A lot more landed for Brito. Head strikes you have very even right there. As far as thrown, a few more landed for Palomino. I mean, but this is going to be the case whether it's the volume they're looking for, the power. Once again, we've had this debate all night, Sean. You don't know what the judges are looking at.
A victory for Luis Palomino will make him BKFC's first ever two-division world champion. A victory for Elvin Brito will give him his first successful title defense of this 165-pound strap.
No weapon form edition so far. No cheaters, no stealers, no cheaters.
These are two world-class bare-knuckle fighters. Through 5 rounds, the 3 Florida judges' scorecards have been tallied. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for these two welterweight warriors. After completing the scheduled 5 championship rounds, here are the score totals from our judges at ringside. Eliseo Rodriguez and John Rupert, 48-47. Richard Green, 49-46. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And new undisputed BKFC welterweight world champion and the first ever two-division champion in BKFC history, Luis Baboon Palomino.
I'm standing by here with your new welterweight champion. Congratulations, Luis, two-division champion here at BKFC. What are the feelings going right now, man? You go all 5 rounds. Brito put up a fantastic fight. What a great fight at the end. Give me your feelings right now.
I worked really hard for this, you know? God tested me. God tested me physically first. After COVID, for this camp, he tested me emotionally and mentally. I had a big distraction on the way. But I think God test, I just proved that I'm the #1, pound for pound, first two-weight division in bare knuckle history, baby.
The math from the 3 Florida Athletic Commission judges, 48-47, 48-47, 49-46. So 3-2, 3-2, 4-1 for Luis Palomino. Elvin Brito, though, who started on the prelims and is one of the best fighters in BKFC, acquitted himself so well, but phenomenal from Luis Palomino. He wins our main event by way of unanimous decision.
It's BKFC 34, Saturday, December 3rd, with 2 world titles up for grabs. When the #1 pound-for-pound bare-knuckle fighter in the world and lightweight champ, Luis Baboon Palomino, fights the popular Tom Shoaff. Also, undefeated middleweight champ Francesco Ricchi puts his gold up against Dave Redneck Mundell. Plus, Howard Davis versus Louie Lopez. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com. Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
Our tale of the tape presented by Crescent Tools for the BKFC interim middleweight title, Louie Diaz versus Francesco Ricchi.
And what we talked about there, the huge height reach advantage for Francesco Ricchi. 6-inch reach advantage. So Louie Diaz, we know what he wants to do. He's got to get inside and land those big punches, that right hand. So it's up to Ricchi to make him pay every time. He usually does that later on the fight. He's got to do that a little earlier right here. Make his opponent pay every time.
Draped in the flag of his native Italy, now based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Francesco Ricchi. 4-0 in BKFC, 1-0 in his pro MMA career. Again, very close friends with his opponent in our co-main, Louie Diaz. Huge respect flowing in both directions. These two fighters had decided they were going to start regularly training together. Then they both were offered to fight each other. They spoke, they said this won't affect our friendship, it will be all business, and then the friendship will resume. So important because, again, to the winner goes the BKFC interim 175-pound strap.
Absolutely, but talking about the fight here, Ricchi wants to make sure he cannot let his opponent set his pace. Has to make adjustments out there, but he does that every fight. He says he feels like he knows his opponent is going to come on early and try and jump all over him and win the fight in the first round.
Chris, so often in our fighter meetings, a fighter will say, I have to be first. Ricchi said, I don't have to throw first, but I have to land first in every exchange.
Such an important fact right there. He said he wants to hit him before he hits me. He knows his opponent very tough and hits very hard. He cannot let him hit him. He's got to hit him first.
Louie Diaz, 3-1 in BKFC, 13-1 in his pro boxing career. He's also had 2 pro MMA bouts. For Diaz, a combined 17 wins in professional combat sports with 12 finishes inside of 2 rounds.
Exactly, this guy's a power puncher. Hitting hard. He said both guys know how to deal with adversity. He feels like the key for him, he's got to get in that mid-range to meet him. He does not want to stay on the outside. Got to figure out his adjustment, utilize that head movement to get inside that long reach of Ricchi and do the damage on the inside.
Diaz told us in our fighter meeting his main focus in training has been cardio. He said with high cardio, I can throw high volume from the mid-range and from the pocket. That will win me this fight.
Utilize the head movement, get on the inside, don't be wild. He said he wants to be more measured right here, wants to show his boxing skills. He says this title means the world to him after his first start, so he's coming out to get it.
Once again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds for the interim BKFC World Middleweight Championship. Presented to you by Lions, Not Sheep. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears white and black. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. His official weight, an even 175 pounds. He is undefeated in the squared circle at 4-0. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Rome, Italy. Here is the undefeated Francesco Ricchi. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears silver. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. His official weight, an even 174 pounds. His bare knuckle record stands at 3 victories opposite a single defeat. Here is the former world middleweight title challenger and the owner of the fastest recorded knockout in combat sports history. Fighting out of Miami, Florida. Here is the fighting pride of the 305, Louie the Monster Diaz. And our referee in charge of the action, Chris Young.
Joining us now on commentary is Mike Richmond, one of the most dominant fighters in all of BKFC. 3-0, all 3 wins by way of finish. Mike, glad to have you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see this fight. It's a classic style of boxer versus brawler.
Round number 1. Silver trunks for Louie Diaz. White and black trunks for Francesco Ricchi. Overhand right, just misses from Diaz, then the left hand. Long jab from Ricchi. 6'4" to Diaz's 5'10". Diaz resetting.
I felt like one of the keys was Ricchi's got to get off quicker than he usually does. Usually it takes him a while to get going. He's got to start faster because otherwise he's going to be in big trouble with this Louie Diaz throwing bombs.
Diaz is cut in his left brow. Throws the overhand right, the left hand. Counter left hand by Ricchi.
Louie is definitely trying to set the pace. Like you said, he knows that Ricchi is a slow starter. But Ricchi is picking up with that jab. Ooh,
down goes Louie Diaz.
So Ricchi doing much better than normal, starting off much faster.
That was a stiff jab. That was a good stiff jab.
That's a nasty cut. That's a nasty cut right there. That's going to bleed right in the eye.
Diaz tells Chris Young he wants to continue, and we do.
Diaz better do something to stop this fight right now.
Taking the knee, knockdown number 2. Diaz on the canvas again. Diaz up at 7th, and time called by referee Chris Young. Medical timeout.
That might
Dr. Damuzi.
Like I said, that's a nasty cut.
No,
that's what I thought, man. That's all she wrote.
Anticlimactic ending, but take nothing away from Francesco Ricchi. He is now the BKFC interim middleweight champion.
That is a nasty cut. That stick jab right in the beginning.
I mean, we didn't get to talk to you enough about this fight because I'd like to see it go on a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you see what you have to deal with right there. You're going to be dealing with that long, stiff jab. I mean, Ricchi did a much better job this time of starting off early. He had a sense of urgency.
Ricchi's skill set is undeniable. You know, his talent level that he faced until he fought Bostwick, it was always like, all right, he did what he did against the lower level talent, which you're supposed to do. Then he put on a good performance against Bostwick. But what he did right there against Louie, when Louie set the pace early, and that he was able to get to that level with him, that was impressive to see. And that long-range jab, he has good timing on it. So it's going to be a lot of slipping, a lot of getting inside, and looking for my counters.
I mean, look at those are 2 nasty cuts you see on the eye. They're not just one. You got 2 separate cuts right there.
Oh.
Just a nice little right hand. It wasn't even.
And that was on the
hard.
left side. That was the left side. That his right side. The cut's already there. Yeah, that was that first jab, like you said. When you called it out, that cut was nasty. That was that first jab that popped him good.
I mean, like I said, they got one over the eye, one under right there. I mean, still over the eye, but under the other cut. They were both nasty cuts.
Obvious disappointment for Louie Diaz, a first-class person, a first-class fighter. And the same could be said, first-class all the way around for Francesco Ricchi. 2 outstanding people, again, close friends, no animosity. Ricchi very muted in his celebration based on that friendship with Diaz, the mutual respect. But make no mistake, you just witnessed the biggest victory of Francesco Ricchi's life. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our ringside physician calls a stop to this fight at 1 minute 16 seconds into round number 1 for your winner by TKO and new interim BKFC World Middleweight Champion Francesco Ricchi.
We got a new interim champion. Now, you just promised me in that interview that you was going to give us some blood, and you gave us some blood right out of the gate. How do you feel right now, man, with that nice piece of gold around your waist?
I feel pretty good. We deserve to go a little bit more, but it is what it is, man. It's a high-paced sport, and Louie's a fucking monster. If you don't believe me, come in here and fight him. I dare you.
Yeah, obviously a lot of camaraderie between the two of you, but let's talk about this journey, man. You have had a journey like no other to find your way here, to be undefeated in this organization, and now to be the king of the middleweights, the interim king of the middleweights.
No, say that one right. Thiago left. Much respect to him. He's a legend, but he left. And let me just tell you guys something. Perry's a bitch, and there's numerous other people here that are bitches because Yuli's the only one that came in here to fight me. Yuli is my friend. Obviously, we're boys. He's the only person that had balls to sign a dotted line. I called him. I said, listen, bro, we said we wouldn't fight unless it's for a title. It's for a title. We both need a dance partner. Fucking the platinum pussy ran somewhere in England. So, listen, I'm the king. There's no fucking interim bullshit. Thiago left. He went to MMA. He had a phenomenal career in here. He retired undefeated from bare knuckle. Much respect to him, but I am the fucking king. My name was presented to him, too, and he declined it. So, I am the fucking king.
You got a guy that's ringside right now, the Marine Mike Richmond, that was on commentary. Actually, I'm sorry, he's right here. He's right here. Mike Richmond's right here.
Listen, I'm a fucking fan of Richmond, and asked Nate Shook. I asked to fight Richmond because I didn't want to fight Yuli. But push comes to shove, Yuli's the one that showed up. Hey, I'm healthy. As soon as we can fight, we'll fight. I got respect for you. You're in the core. Yeah, do it. 100%. Listen, hey,
there it is.
I don't talk. Ask Nate. I never turned down a fight.
There it is, folks. That could be your next matchup for the championship. Here's your champion, Francesco Ricchi.
And what a performance right there. He's really putting it all together. That length, height, ability to fight. He's doing a fantastic job. He just keeps getting better and better, and that shows right there, winning the title, Sean.
Thanks to Mike Richmond for joining us on commentary. Presumably, it is Ricchi versus Richmond for the championship next. In our co-main event of the evening, the winner by way of first-round TKO due to physician stoppage, and now the BKFC interim 175-pound champion, Francesco Ricchi defeats Yuli Diaz.
It's BKFC 34, Saturday, December 3rd, with 2 world titles up for grabs when the #1 pound-for-pound bare-knuckle fighter in the world and lightweight champ, Luis Baboon Palomino, fights the popular Tom Shoaff. Also, undefeated middleweight champ Francesco Ricchi puts his gold up against Dave Redneck Mundell. Plus, Howard Davis versus Louie Lopez. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com. Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
Hollywood, Florida. 10 months ago, it was Knucklemania 2 at the Hard Rock. Tonight, it's our 2022 U.S. finale. Let's knuckle up. We start the night with our preview, and this might be our biggest preview yet. 5 big fights, 100% free, that include some of our best rising stars. In our co-main event tonight, the BKFC middleweight title is on the line as champion Francesco Ricchi defends against the very hungry redneck David Mundell. And then the main event, lightweight champion Luis Palomino looks to defend his title for a record 5th time. This time he draws a gentleman of violence, Tom Shoaff, who has stopped 3 of his last opponents in the BKFC. And welcome to Hard Rock Live here at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino as we take over the guitar for the 4th time. And every time we come here, it just seems to get bigger. There's a huge feel. We love the crowd here, and we love the state of Florida. What a fitting finale for our U.S. tour here in 2022. Now, folks, you are watching the first 5 fights for absolutely free, but if you want to access the rest of the event, you got to get the BKFC app, $4.99, and you're going to get tonight's event. You're going to get Thailand next week, and you're going to get all of our archive footage. You'll be able to buy tickets there. You'll be able to get merchandise for your stockings for Christmas, everything right there on the BKFC app. And folks, as we grow closer to our first fighter, of course, we welcome in Sean Wheelock and Chris Lytle. And as I said, Sean, every time we come to Florida, which just seems to be our second home here in BKFC, it just seems like the stakes get higher, especially here at the Hard Rock.
Cyrus, fully agreed. Florida has really become one of our true home bases for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Our final U.S. show of 2022 here at the sold-out Hard Rock Live in Hollywood, Florida. An absolutely loaded card, 13 bouts, including 2 world title fights.
Well, Chris, let's talk about one of those world title fights in the main event. We know how good Luis Palomino has looked. I mean, quite possibly the best fighter that's ever graced the squared circle. Just look at the numbers. How can Tom Shoaff be that guy that derails Baboon?
Tom Shoaff can be that guy because he's continuing to get better. He came in right at the beginning. He was raw, had a lot of ability, but he's really learned his reach, his range. Looking fantastic his last 3 fights. Since dropping back down to 155, he's been nothing short of phenomenal with 3 stoppages.
Now, Chris, we know it's a lot more fun when you put a little bit of money on the line, so we always come to you about this. When you're taking a look at the odds for tonight's fight, what jumps off the page, what looks good tonight?
Tough night. There's a lot of really close fights, a lot of big favorites. You kind of try to avoid those because you never know what's going to happen. The fight I'm really looking at right now is Famez. He's minus 210 right now. Famez is at home. His back's against the wall. He lost his last fight, so he really wants to get back in that win column. I would put my money on Famez.
Now, when you make that bet, you got to go to DraftKings Sportsbook. And tonight, when you make a first deposit of $5 or more, you can receive a free $50 bet. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Enter the promo code BKFC34 to play now. Now, before they toe the line, let's take a look at our Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship rules. 5 2-minute rounds for all fights, scored by 3 judges on a 10-point must system. Hand wraps and tape must be at least 1 inch below the bare knuckles. No being saved by the bell. No 3 knockdown rule. Also, no elbows, kicks, knees, or takedowns. This is not MMA. This is BKFC. And with that being said, let's take a look at the Crescent Tools Tell the Tape.
We will open in the featherweight division. Freddie Masabo versus Sean Moffitt.
You can see here, Sean, everything very similar. 1 inch reach, not that big of a deal. Sean Moffitt does have a 4-centimeter larger fist. Maybe he can get that surface area to land that big punch on Freddie Masabo. We will see.
This is bout number 3 in BKFC for Sean Moffitt. He wrestled at the NAIA level at Bethany College. Moffett told us in our fighter meeting he wants to use that wrestling base to work in the clinch where he feels that he can dominate Freddie Masabo, his opponent in this bout at 145 pounds. Moffett said, though, I want to avoid the pocket. Constant in and out movement, long range or in the clinch. He said, I really respect the boxing of Freddie Masabo. I have to beat him to the punch.
Absolutely. In and out motion you talked about, said he has to stay patient, wait for his openings. When he sees them, he has to jump all over him, which is going to be difficult if it gets a very good boxer.
Moffett also told us, I cannot allow Freddie Masabo to turn this into a straight boxing match. I can't follow him around the ring. He said he has that classic Cuban amateur style where he bounces. I have to hold the center of the ring and force Masabo to come to me. Freddie Masabo made his BKFC debut this past June. He defeated Will Shutt by second-round knockout.
Phenomenal debut for Freddie right here. Look, just very comfortable out there. Difficult for somebody who hasn't had many bare-knuckle fights, but a very big veteran right there in Will Shutt. Didn't matter right there. Masabo just continued to wait for the right time, land hard punches, in and out motion, and once it's good, just fake, oh, good right hand by just faking his opponent. Step back, waited for the right time, come in with that long, hard punch. Fantastic debut.
Freddie Masabo, 1-0 in BKFC, 4-0-1 in his pro MMA career. Masabo was a member of Cuba's national boxing team. He had 308 bouts as an amateur in boxing. You'll see in the corner Freddie Masabo in this bout, his close friend and fellow Cuban, Yordenis Ugas, the former WBA welterweight champion. Masabo, you'll see written in Spanish, the English translation, which he is very proud of on his trunks, says homeland and life. Masabo told us in our fighter meeting, I want to throw heavy body punches, double jabs, feints, and I want to establish myself with my boxing in the mid-range.
Sean, we talked about how good he did last time. He did get hit once, and he said he was adamant when he went back. His corner told him, you cannot get hit. That's one thing he wants to focus on, never getting hit here. It takes one punch in bare knuckle. He understands that. He really puts a premium on his defense.
Masabo said, in my native Cuba, I learned this motto in Cuban boxing, give and don't receive. I will bring that motto forward into my style in bare knuckle.
Wants to get into that mid-range, use feints, jabs, long punches, do whatever he can to avoid the clinch as well.
Masabo also told us, I want to utilize great defense. I want to be very elusive. Masabo said, I expect Sean Moffett to come forward aggressively with wild punches. I expect Moffett to be very quick off of the scratch line. I have to angle out smartly as he comes forward. I do not want to engage in a brawl immediately.
Sean, you talked about wild punches. He feels like those are coming. He's got to spot them, avoid them, and then counter immediately afterwards because his opponent will be open.
Freddie Masabo, very confident with his boxing, very confident as an MMA fighter, and even more confident fighting in bare knuckle.
Homeland and life. He was very adamant, really passionate about talking about that, Sean.
To get us started, we send it to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to Hard Rock Live here at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in beautiful Hollywood, Florida. And welcome to BKFC 34. BKFC for review begins with 5 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division, presented to you by Lions Not Sheep Apparel. Introducing you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 145.6 pounds. His bare knuckle record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Wichita, Kansas, here is Sean the Misfit Moffett. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears silver trimmed in pink and white. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 145.8 pounds. He holds an undefeated bare knuckle record at 1-0. Fighting out of Santiago de Cuba, Los Pinos, here is the undefeated Freddie Spider-Man Masabo. And our referee in charge of the action, Sam Burgos.
Sean Moffitt told us, I have to force Freddie Masabo to come to me. I have to show patience, but I also have to be aggressive. Round number 1. Pink trunks for Freddie Masabo, black trunks for Sean Moffitt. Into the clinch, check left hook, and down goes Sean Moffitt.
Oh, it looks like his knees right here. Masabo did a great job of laying some body shots, a new one upstairs, but it looks like it's a knee.
You see the mandatory 8 count from referee Sam Burgos. Moffitt telling Burgos he wants to continue. Into the clinch, looking for wrist control, but big body shots, knockdown number 2. Those right uppercuts to the body from Masabo. Tapping on the mat, and we are done. Moffitt grabs his right knee, and just like that, Freddie Masabo now 2-0 in BKFC.
And you can see the knee, he already had the brace on it, did Moffitt, but it was those body shots that did the damage right there, Sean. Very good punches being landed by Freddie Masabo. Very beginning of the fight right here. And you can just see a little bit of the body work being done right now by Masabo. Just Moffitt grabbing that knee. Look at these hard shots with the body.
Watch Sean Moffitt now, the right knee. He bangs his right hand on the canvas. I don't know if he's tapping out or just wincing in pain.
I think he's just upset right there.
Huge disappointment for Sean Moffitt, but that does not take anything away from that phenomenal performance from Freddie Masabo. You know, in BKFC, Chris, we have yet to crown a 145-pound world champion. I have a candidate in that title fight, Freddie Masabo.
I mean, it was unfortunate. We really didn't get to see him operate there much. We didn't see really anything more than we knew before because Sean Moffitt got hurt so quickly right there. I think that was, you know, more of a knee injury as opposed, but I mean, like you said, you can't take anything away from Masabo, but
Sean Moffitt is tough, he's talented. Again, this was his 3rd bout in BKFC, but he was dropped cleanly with that check hook from Masabo. And then the second time, certainly there was the knee injury, but the body shots, that's the end of this fight. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Sam Burgos, steps in and calls a stop to the fight at 27 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Freddie Spider-Man Masabo.
You talked about that there, Sean, being a candidate right now for our title. Definitely in the hunt right there. He's been phenomenal so far. I'd love to see this guy fight again.
That was some amazing Cuban boxing team with Yordenis Ugas and Freddie Masabo. Freddie Masabo establishing his boxing in the mid-range on the inside. The body shots, the wince of pain, the right knee from Moffitt, but again, the thudding rights to the body as well. The winner by way of 1st round TKO, Freddie Masabo defeats Sean Moffitt.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live Bare Knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
Let's go!
Tonight only, you'll receive 30% off all Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship merchandise when you use the promo code BKFC34 at bareknuckleshop.com. Check out the huge selection of merch to choose from with sizes and styles for everyone. You can place your order now at bareknuckleshop.com. And again, a reminder, you can use the promo code BKFC34 at checkout to get 30% off your entire purchase. Knuckle up at bareknuckleshop.com.
Hollywood, Florida tonight, Hard Rock Live. It's our final U.S. event, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 2022. Next weekend, it's BKFC Asia 4. We will have that from Bangkok. Chris, sold out tonight, 13 fights. If you're new to BKFC, and I understand that we get brand new combat sports fans to Bare Knuckle every single event, This is what this sport is all about, rapid fire finishes. More finishes than in boxing, than in MMA, than in Letway, Muay Thai, kickboxing, submission grappling. This is a sport of technique, it's a sport of skill, it's a sport of finishes, Chris.
Absolutely, we always talk about it, Sean. The great thing about this sport, we put on a lot of fights. We have 13 tonight, but we've never had anybody complain there was just too many knockouts. You know what I mean? That's a great thing because we do have a lot of knockouts. It takes one puncher. You have to be very precise. I always talk about this as being like boxing on steroids as far as you have to be more precise. It's sweeter of the sciences. You got to hit and don't get hit. All it takes is one. A jab can cut you. A jab can stop the fight. So this is very technical. It's very entertaining, a lot of stoppages. We love this sport.
We just saw Freddie Masabo take out Sean Moffitt, first round TKO at 145 pounds. That is the weight division for our feature fight. This is intriguing. Two fighters who've had a lot of success in BKFC. Louie Lopez, who's trained by our good friend Joe Diesel Riggs, who will be in his corner, versus Howard Davis.
What a great fight. Louie Lopez comes in with such energy. I loved his last fight. He got dropped, he got hurt. He dropped this guy. It was back and forth action. I think there was 5 knockdowns in that fight, Sean. That's what you get here. You get somebody hitting with that bare fist, 5 knockdowns, 1 fight. I thought Louie Lopez was done. I thought he gassed himself out, came back, got 2 more knockdowns, knocked the guy out. I think it was in the 4th round. What an entertaining fight. This guy's all heart. So then again, Howard Davis has been nothing short of phenomenal too, showing that good range. And what really impressed me about him is he has shown he can get hurt, he can get dropped, and he still got back up and looked fantastic. So 2 guys right here who put on fantastically entertaining fights. They got good chance, but even when they do get dropped, they're even more dangerous. So I gotta love these 2 guys fighting. Whoever wins this is really up there in contention as well, Sean.
Our co-main at 175 pounds for the title, the champion Francesco Ricchi. This is his first bout as the title holder versus Dave Mundell. I think this fight is the epitome of bare knuckle fighting championship. We've had a lot of big names, including you, Chris Lights Out Lytle, coming over to BKFC from the UFC. Chris, of course, 2-0 in BKFC before becoming my commentary partner on our broadcast. We've also had fighters who were relatively unknown. Maybe they fought regional circuit in MMA or smaller shows in boxing, but they have established themselves as outright world-class fighters and legitimate stars in bare knuckle. That's what we have. Francesco Ricchi versus Dave Mundell for the title at 175 pounds.
Well, you talked about that, Sean. It's been an amazing thing. People have came in here and they said, this is not boxing, this is not MMA, it's a whole new sport. So they've came and they figured it out, and they're dedicating their whole training career into bare knuckle. It's not trying to do boxing with no gloves. It's not doing MMA different. This is a new sport. So they're developing, they're getting better, and that's what's intriguing about this fight. You got 2 guys who have made this their full-time career, and it shows. They've both been fantastic.
Our main event for the 155-pound title, Luis Palomino, undefeated in BKFC. He's the 165-pound champion, the 155-pound champion. So again, that 55 title, the lightweight strap, is what he's looking to successfully defend against Tom Shoaff. Luis Palomino, he was definitely a top fighter. I commentated him in Bellator back in 2010 in MMA. Palomino had a very good MMA career. Through Bellator, he has a win in 2010 versus Jorge Masvidal against Tom Shoaff. Tom Shoaff fought in Bellator, more of a regional circuit fighter. Both, though, will tell you that whatever mistakes they felt they made in MMA, they have corrected in bare knuckle. Palomino, very interesting. He said in MMA, I was a 50-50 fighter. I put myself in those 50-50 chances. Maybe I won, maybe I lost. Maybe I got a knockout or a submission. Maybe I got floored or I got subbed. I have corrected all of those mistakes. Shoaff said even though he had success in MMA, he has found his rhythm. He has found his true game in bare knuckle.
It's a great matchup. We have the guy who's been the most devastating fighter, the most dominant person we have in Palomino, and is going against Tom Shoaff, who's been one of our most entertaining as far as everybody wants to watch Tom Shoaff fight. You talk about bare knuckle, everybody says, when's Tom Shoaff fight? He's one of our most popular fighters. So we have our most devastating versus one of our most popular. And why is he most popular? Because he does bare knuckle very well. He looks the part, he comes up there, he's established his range. He's landing good punches right now. He's figured out everything. Both these guys are really fighting better than they've ever fought before, and that's why this is a fantastic matchup.
You're with us live on our Freeview BKFC 34. We're sold out tonight in Hollywood, Florida, South Florida at Hard Rock Live. This is one of our home bases, not just this venue, the entire state of Florida. 13 fights in total, still 12 to go. You're with us watching live worldwide. This is our Freeview. And again, our main card, the way to watch that is on the BKFC app. Chris, this is truly stacked tonight. I also want to talk about a very intriguing women's fight at 125 pounds. Christine Vicens, 1-0 in BKFC, versus the UFC veteran, Jocelyn Lybarger.
Great matchup right there. Vicens came in and looked phenomenal in her first fight. She had good range. She kept her composure. She came straight forward and threw a lot of hard punches. Evita, a very tough girl in her debut. And you also got Lybarger here's coming in, UFC veteran, great pedigree. So it's going to be a great fight. Both these, the 125-pound girls are the females, they come in and they always steal fight of the night for some reason. They put on great fights. I see no reason to think tonight's not going to be any different than that.
Chris, throughout the year, this has been the evolution, this modern era of bare knuckle fighting championship. You were victorious. You took out Drew Lipton in round number 1 of BKFC 2. BKFC 1, that was June 2nd, 2018. This is our 50th bare knuckles show. The sport continues to grow. This has been our biggest year, our most successful year. It's a harbinger of things to come in 2023 and beyond.
It just keeps growing, but it's amazing to me just the evolution of the sport at this quickly, of a rate right now. I mean, it's a different sport than it was starting in June 2nd. You talked about 2018, totally different sport. Fighters are getting better, and I love how we're watching guys, and they're so much better from their second fight. From their first fight, they've gotten better, and then again, about 5 fights, they've gotten better. We're getting guys at 8, 9 fights. They're totally different. They're not getting hit as much. They're not hurting their hands. They know exactly. It's just the sport keeps growing at an alarming rate to me how good people are getting at this sport.
A dozen fights still to come. Absolutely stacked. BKFC 34 live tonight from Hollywood, Florida.
The world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, presents BKFC Thailand 4 on Saturday, December 10th. In the main event, the rising star Rolando Gabriel Dai fights the dangerous Apsit Sangmuang. In the co-main event, the undefeated Ty Emery looks to make headlines again as she throws hands with the always ready Po Denman. It's BKFC Thailand 4. Watch it live by downloading the BKFC app at bkfcapp.com.
Incredible streets of Miami. BKFC 34, presented by OnlyFans, Crescent Tools, 8-Man Strong, and Skill House the Movie starring 50 Cent and Bryce Hall. How far would you go for clout? And now for our next fight, let's go to the Crescent Tools. Tail of the tape.
At 135 pounds, Rambo Russo versus Jacoby Lowry.
You can see here, Sean, Rambo does have a 3-inch reach advantage. We talked to Jacoby. He knows he has to step in. He's got to get inside if he wants to do damage. So it's going to be up to Rambo to make Jacoby Lowry pay every time he tries to step close.
This is the bare knuckle and indeed pro combat sports debut for Jacoby Lowry. He's compiled a record of 6-2 in amateur boxing. Lowry told us in our fighter meeting he wants to establish his counter striking, throw a lot of straight punches. He said, I want to live off of the constant 1-2s.
Liked what he said. He said he needed to develop a more bladed stance so it's not quite as big of a target. Throw straight punches, get in the mid-range and throw a lot of 1-2s.
Lowry said of my opponent in this bantamweight bout, Rambo Russo, he throws a lot of fancy combinations, but I truly believe the consistent straight punches will defeat fancy combinations every single time.
Not only throwing straight punches, but he needs to throw first. He's got to be in there. He knows his opponent is fast, so he wants to be sure he's getting off first and is surprising his opponent with his speed.
This is the bare knuckle and pro combat sports debut for Rambo Russo. 21-1 is his amateur boxing record. Used the word slick at our fighter meeting, did Russo, to describe his boxing style. He also said, I want to quote unquote keep collecting data as the fight progresses, move forward off of angles, but always keep moving.
Slick, sharp. He said he has both those skills, but at the same time, he said he has dog in him if he needs to use it. which I think is always important to have that in the back seat if you need to use that, but not use it all the time.
Russo said, I think Jacoby Lowry is very nervous. I think he's going to be nervous from the start of this fight, and that will translate to him being very wild and aggressive off the scratch line. I have to be calm. I have to pick my shots.
Rambo feels like he's a superior fighter at all aspects. One thing he wants to do, come out here, showcase how highly skilled he is.
Once again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division, presented to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner tonight, he wears black and gold. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, his official weight 129.6 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut, fighting out of Anderson, South Carolina. Here is Jacoby the Ghost Lowry. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears orange and blue. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 127.4 pounds. Tonight, he also makes his BKFC debut, fighting out of Broward County, Florida. Here is Rambo Russo. And our referee in charge of the action, Chris Young.
Rambo Russo said, I want to stay on the outside, smartly find openings. Jacoby Lowry said, I want to establish myself in the mid-range and walk down Rambo Russo. Sporting touch of hands, both fighters up the scratch, 3 feet apart. Round number 1. Orange trunks for Rambo Russo, black trunks for Jacoby Lowry. Both fighters bladed stance, looking for the fast jab. There was a quick jab to the stomach from Russo. With the right hand, overhand right from Lowry. Big swings, and down goes Rambo Russo.
Big punch landed right there by Jacoby. Landed a clean right hand. And that rocked Rambo. Rambo's got to be careful right here.
Russo taking the mandatory 8 count from referee Chris Young. Right back to it, and running into the pocket is Rambo Russo. Big shot, side headlock. Working his way out of it.
You can see
Lowry backing up, counter right hand from Lowry. Check left hook lands from Russo. Big swings, there's the right hand right back from Russo. 70 seconds remaining in a ferocious round number 1. Counter right hand again from Lowry. Chris Lowry landing off of his back foot.
Lowry's been extremely accurate with his hard punches right there. Very accurate.
Mouthpiece out, right back in for Russo. No histrionics from Chris Young or Rambo Russo. Check left hook, left hand again from Lowry.
Sean, a lot of times when people throw with that kind of power, they're wild, they miss. Neither one of these guys are. They're both very accurate right now.
40 seconds remaining, round number 1. Big right hand on the left hand. Another right hand. Lowry's walking through some massive punches. Left hand again from Russo lands. Another left hand. Russo now coming forward. Lowry's back against the ropes. Guillotine position, draws the break from Chris Young.
And you just get the feel right here. Whoever lands that punch could get the knockout, Sean.
Overhand right, left hand. Right hand, we're in 1 knockdown apiece.
Let's see if Lowry can get up and continue to fight the same way Rambo has been able to.
8, 9, you ready to fight? Walk to me.
You cannot be saved by the bell in any round. There is the bell. Next stop, round 2.
And Jacoby Lowry really needed that round to be over. He was badly hurt right there. If that kept going, I think he probably would have been stopped. So let's see what happens if he can recover in this 1 minute.
Hey, are you good? If you're not, call it.
There's that right hand that we talked about that landed by Jacoby.
It's your choice.
Just an overhand right there. Another right hand right on the chin. That was a punch right there that Jacoby didn't see coming. He was looking down. The punch hit him. It's the one that you don't see that hurts you, Sean. When you're able to react, when you're able to tense up, when you're able to brace for a punch, you're okay. If you don't see it, all of a sudden you realize I'm on the ground.
We've had a lot of outstanding rounds in BKFC in 2022. That was one of the best. Set for round number 2. One knockdown apiece.
Both these guys just came out throwing bombs, and they were very accurate with their punches. When they landed those punches, what's going on here?
I believe this fight is over. Conversation in the corner, they're shaking hands. No indication yet from referee Chris Young.
It's like Lowry is saying he cannot see right now. And Sean, you know just as well as I do, if the one thing they will stop the fight for, you tell somebody you can't see, it's over.
There's Dr. Lou Durkin, and this fight is indeed over. This is a TKO win for Rambo Russo. We'll go down officially as 2 minutes of round number 1. Russo did not understand what was going on. Lowry came up to scratch and then hugged Russo. Russo, I think, thought that Lowry was just being extra sporting before round 2. Credit Rambo Russo. He was rocked, pulled himself off of the canvas, took the mandatory 8 count from referee Chris Young, then literally ran into the pocket and started throwing punches.
And you gotta love that. When somebody gets rocked and they run in there, that excited to keep fighting, and that's what we want to see here, and that's exactly what Rambo did. He came at him, and he still got hit a couple more times. Both those guys landed a lot of clean punches. Both guys are extremely tough to be able to take that kind of power and those kind of shots and keep coming forward. You just got the feeling right there. Whoever landed that clean shot could definitely get the knockout there. So.
I believe this will go down as fighter retirement. We'll learn officially from Jeff Houston. Either way, a win for Rambo Russo in his BKFC debut. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our ringside physician calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Rambo Russo.
Fantastic debut right there for Rambo. Showed he can get up off the canvas. Showed a lot of poise, so tenacity and running as opponent. Showed a lot. I cannot wait to see this guy fight again.
Disappointment for Jacoby Lowry, but despite the defeat, he still looked really good in his first 2 minutes in BKFC. And Rambo Russo, Chris, as you talk about, in this sport, even more so than in any other combat sport, you have to be the nail, you have to be the hammer. Rambo Russo was the nail, then he was the hammer, and he finished strong.
And Sean, we always talk about getting up off the canvas to win. One of our first fights we have, and I'm happy. It's a great night already.
A phenomenal round number 1. Jacoby Lowry dropping Rambo Russo, and then Rambo Russo literally sprinting off of the canvas after taking the mandatory 8 count from referee Chris Young to continue to throw, get the knockdown, and the win. The victor by way of first round TKO physician stoppage, Rambo Russo defeats Jacoby Lowry.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live Bare Knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
The world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship presents BKFC Thailand 4 on Saturday, December 10th. In the main event, the rising star Rolando Gabriel Dai fights the dangerous Apsit Sangmuang. In the co-main event, the undefeated Ty Emery looks to make headlines again as she throws hands with the always ready Po Denman. It's BKFC Thailand 4. Watch it live by downloading the BKFC app at bkfcapp.com.
Crescent Tools brings you the numbers for this bout at 185 pounds. Jeremy Smith versus Leo Valdivia.
Everything very similar here. 1 inch difference in height, 1 inch difference in reach. Not too much of it. It may be the 3 centimeter advantage for Leo Valdivia. Sorry.
Draped in the flag of his native Nicaragua, now based in very nearby Miami, Florida. Leo Valdivia in his BKFC debut. Valdivia, veteran of 9 pro MMA bouts, 15 in pro kickboxing, which includes 6 in the late maybe great Chuck Norris World Combat League. It was at least fun, Chris. Valdivia told us he wants to keep moving on angles in our fighter meeting. He said, I want to attack quickly to the inside, then angle out, slip punches rather than block punches.
Like you said there, Valdivia really talked about that in and out. Has that karate motion right there, so he wants to be in, out, doesn't want to be in the mid-range.
Valdivia said of his opponents in this light heavyweight bout, the South African Jeremy Smith, he's a brawler, he's tough, he can take shots, he has excellent cardio, but I think he can open up and get wild. I have to make him pay every time he misses. I'm naturally right-handed. I will keep switching stances so that I can find a home for my jab. If it doesn't work from ortho, I will make it work from southpaw.
Valdivia really wants to utilize feints, utilize that jab, wants to make sure he's, like you talked about, blocking not with his hands necessarily, but with his movement. Feels like he needs to throw a lot of volume and really puts a lot of emphasis on accuracy.
Jeremy Smith is 2-0 in BKFC. His most recent victory occurred this past August. He defeated Donald Sanchez by unanimous decision.
And Jeremy Smith did a great job in this fight of controlling the range. He only fought when he wanted to. He got in, he pushed his opponent backwards, threw his punches, and then got out of there. Did a very good job, looked much improved from his first fight. Always impressed with somebody impressed and does that much better their second fight than the first fight. He got way better. He's just going to continue to get better as we go.
Draped in the flag of his native South Africa, the fighter from Johannesburg, Jeremy Smith. Overall, this is his fourth bout in the sport of bare knuckle, third promotionally in BKFC. He's also had 18 pro mixed martial arts fights. Smith told us he wants to utilize constant pressure in this fight. He said, I want to make the ring very small for Leo Valdivia.
The way he wants to do that, he said he's not going to follow his opponent. He's going to follow his opponent's hips, get right in front of him, cut off the ring in that manner.
Smith used the word hurting. He said it will be hurting rather than chasing as I close down Leo Valdivia. And Smith said, once I'm inside, I will stay inside.
And that was a great point he made. He doesn't want to pay every time he has to get close, take a shot or two. Once he's in there, he's going to stay in there and make his opponent earn that stand-up or way to get apart.
Smith also said, I cannot let Valdivia establish his outside striking. I cannot let him dictate the rhythm of this fight from the outside. I have to control from the inside. Once again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Presented to you by 8-Man Strong Apparel. Strong has many forms. Find yours. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, an even 184 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 24 fights. And tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Esteli, Nicaragua. Here is Leo Valdivia. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. His official weight, an even 185 pounds. He is undefeated at 3-0. Fighting out of Johannesburg, South Africa. Here is the undefeated Jeremy Pitbull Smith. And our referee in charge of the action, Kerry Hatley.
So often we talk about range fights. This is the quintessential range fight. Smith wants to be on the inside and stay on the inside. Valdivia wants to be on the outside and stay on the outside. Round number 1. Black trunks, as you see, for both fighters. Blue hand wraps for Jeremy Smith. Red hand wraps for Leo Valdivia. Overhand right. Short counter right hand from Valdivia.
And that's what Valdivia said he wants to do. Make his opponent come in and then counter it. Every chance his opponent misses, he wants to make him pay.
It's high and tight for Valdivia, being slick, eluding those big swings of Jeremy Smith. Smith off the jab, straight 1-2 right back from Valdivia. Short right hand from Valdivia.
been, you could tell, a little bit more difficult right now for Smith to corner his opponent right there. His opponent's doing a great job of moving. Valdivia's getting off first. He's moving right afterwards. He's not there for the return.
It's high and tight. Smith keeping a very tight striking guard and piercing that striking guard with the jab is Valdivia. Overhand left, right hand. You see Valdivia so fluid in his outside movement.
Just looks very comfortable out there. You can tell he's had a lot of fights.
55 seconds remaining, round number 1. Short right hand from Valdivia. Smith coming forward. This is exactly now where Jeremy Smith wants to be.
That's a problem. He got where he wanted to be, tied up right away. So great job done by Valdivia right there.
Smart defensive clinch from Leo Valdivia. Draws the immediate separation from referee Kerry Hatley.
And every time he sees Smith coming in, Valdivia's getting out of the way and throwing that right hand.
Downward overhand right from Valdivia, staying on the outside.
Oh, that was a beautiful feint done right there.
Big knot on the forehead. Left side of the forehead on Jeremy Smith. You see that is popped. Smear of blood in the hairline there on the South African Jeremy Smith. Final seconds, round number 1. Very technical. Smith again to the outside. Valdivia right back out. Valdivia now coming forward. Final seconds of the opening round. There is the bell. Next stop, round 2.
Sean, that was an incredibly impressive round right there for Valdivia for being his first round for bare knuckle. I'm not sure if we've seen somebody look that smooth, that crisp. Had a game plan and really did it too perfectly right there. Every time Smith stepped forward, Valdivia jumped back and threw that right hand. That was a great job. Jeremy Smith's in a tough spot right now. He's in with an opponent who's moving very well. There's that very nice jab thrown by Valdivia right there. Every time Smith steps forward, and there's that right hand we talked about. He's backing away and landing that right hand. I feel like Valdivia has done his homework, and he feels like he can see these punches coming. He knows when Jeremy Smith is going to throw a punch, and he backs away, angles out, doesn't back straight up.
The fighter's up to scratch. Round number 2. Doubling the jab, trying to enter is Jeremy Smith. 1-2 from Valdivia, and again circles out. See the constant motion, side-to-side movement, but the left hand getting through from Smith.
And that's what it is. Valdivia's not backing straight up, and when he does, he hurries up and angles out.
Forward pressure from Jeremy Smith. Smith slightly turning up the temperature here to start round number 2 from what we saw from him in round 1.
The problem is, as Jeremy Smith continues to step up the pressure, Valdivia continues to counter him every time he steps forward. He's making him pay.
Big right hand.
And Sean, we talk about reach. He doesn't really have much reach, but he's using that range very well, is Valdivia.
Valdivia landed that right jab from the southpaw stance, switching back ortho. Staying in the orthodox stance is Leo Valdivia. Smith again to the inside. And spins out Valdivia. Smith single-minded, hands high and tight, trying to walk forward and walk down Leo Valdivia.
Problem is his hands are in great position, high and tight, but with no gloves on, those punches are still getting through for Valdivia. Those jabs, those twos.
Just like that, the jab on cue. Bigger swings now from Smith. That's just beautiful outside movement from Valdivia.
And you can tell the way Smith's coming forward. This is tiring. The way he continues to throw punches and miss, that will weigh you down.
With the hook to the body on the double overhooks. Defensive clinch, that draws the break from Kerry Hatley. Smart again from Leo Valdivia. 20 seconds remaining, round 2 of this light heavyweight bout. Straight 1-2 from Valdivia. Smith again off the jab. Jab, quite there for Jeremy Smith. Swing and a miss with the hook to the body from Smith. Valdivia staying fluid, staying effectively on his bike. We are through 2 rounds.
I felt like in that last little exchange right there, Jeremy Smith threw a couple punches right there. Valdivia was able to move, and you just saw a look of frustration in Jeremy Smith's face. He kind of blew out and exhaled and just kind of looked over him like, man, he's not there still.
No. Ven para acá, siente. Siéntate, tranquilito, respira. Escúchame una cosa. En lo que ellos están preocupados en cómo te van a dar, tú tienes que hacer porque no te den. Estás trabajando y ganando toda la vida.
Outboxing you. You can't box him. He's too fast for you. Get him on the fucking rope and dogfight his ass. Walk him down with your fucking hands up and put him against the rope and beat his ass. Do not sit in the ring and play punch for punch with him. They're gonna run around for 5 fucking rounds. Here. Get his ass on the rope. You got to win this round. You've just lost 2 rounds on that bullshit.
That's some great advice being given by Jeremy Smith's corner right there. They're saying exactly the truth. You cannot continue to just follow this guy around the ring. You got to push him in the ropes where he can't move and land some punches. You cannot just follow him around. I agree with that.
The outstanding bare knuckle trainer Ryan Perez. No reason to coddle your fighter. You have to tell them what they need to do to win the fight.
And right there, Jeremy Smith is starting to follow the hips like he talked about in our meeting. He's just trying to get in front of his hips and stay right there.
Big left hand, and down goes Leo Valdivia.
And look what happened when he listened to his corner. Great punch being landed right there. He got in his opponent's face.
Mouthpiece out, mouthpiece in. 90 seconds remaining, round 3. Right hand, forward comes Jeremy Smith. Valdivia claiming the referee Kerry Hatley took a finger to the eye. Hatley tells both fighters to fight on. Smith, you can see, emboldened and indeed energized by landing that knockdown here in round 3. Forward again into the clinch.
And if Valdivia really did get poked in the eye, he might need a few seconds to let that vision clear. That might be why he's moving around quite a bit now.
Valdivia cut outside of his left brow. Down here in round number 3. Swing and a miss from Smith, but you see it really turn Valdivia. Smith forward again, overhand right. That is knockdown number 2, ruled a slip.
I agree with that. Looked like he just tripped up on his feet.
There's the left hook from Jeremy Smith. Stiff left hand from Valdivia. Right hand, more big shots now from Smith. Huge reversal of momentum here in this light heavyweight fight. Valdivia was cruising with that fluidity outside movement in rounds 1 and 2. Smith getting his game going and getting his second knockdown here in round number 3.
I'm not sure if he's getting up. He looks hurt.
Mouthpiece out, the count of 10, and the come from behind win for Jeremy Smith.
Just listen to his corner right there, told him exactly what he needed to hear. He probably lost those first 2 rounds, Sean. Listen to his corner, came out there, made the adjustments on the fly, got the knockout. Great victory right there for Jeremy Smith. Look at that, just coming straight forward, stayed in his opponent's face, landed a big left hook. That changed the fight right there. And here's the second knockdown. Just throwing these hard punches, landed right on his opponent's nose. Valdivia was looking fantastic for about the first 5 minutes of this fight, Sean.
Ryan Perez told Jeremy Smith, you cannot outbox him. You have to get inside. You have to make this your fight. That advice between rounds 2 and 3, and you saw the result in round number 3. Jeremy Smith not only listened, he implemented. Jeremy Smith is very polite. He's very unassuming. And he is rapidly becoming one of the best 185-pound fighters in BKFC.
And that's a tough style to fight. Leo Valdivia did a great job of moving around, being on his bike, throwing that too. Every time Jeremy Smith came in, but it just didn't matter at the end. Once Jeremy Smith listened to his corner, got in his opponent's face, followed his hips. He looked fantastic, Sean.
No open scoring here in the state of Florida, Chris, but with that said, hard to imagine any other thing than 2018 across the board for Valdivia. He was really on point with his outside movement. His right hands, his left hand switching the stances in rounds 1 and 2. Plan B to perfection for Jeremy Smith to the win in round 3. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Kerry Hatley, reaches the count of 10 at 1 minute 52 seconds into round number 3. For your winner by KO and still undefeated, Jeremy Pitbull Smith.
comeback win for Jeremy Smith right there. He showed he can be losing a fight, continue to fight on and get the victory right there. Fantastic job.
Disappointment, no doubt, for Leo Valdivia, but in Valdivia's BKFC debut, he showed a lot of really good things. And Jeremy Smith showing his rapid ascension in the sport of bare knuckle, the come from behind win. Valdivia seeing things going his way in rounds 1 and 2, and that thudding left hand changed everything in round number 3. The winner by way of third round KO, Jeremy Smith defeats Leo Valdivia.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
Let's go!
Tonight only, you'll receive 30% off all Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship merchandise when you use the promo code BKFC34 at bareknuckleshop.com. Check out the huge selection of merch to choose from with sizes and styles for everyone. You can place your order now at bareknuckleshop.com. And again, a reminder, you can use the promo code BKFC34 at checkout to get 30% off your entire purchase. Knuckle up at bareknuckleshop.com.
Hard Rock Live filling in. It is sold out tonight. There are going to be a lot of big stars from MMA, from boxing, and indeed from here in BKFC in attendance tonight. Florida is one of our home bases for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. This is our final U.S. show of year number 5 of BKFC, this modern revival of the great sport of bare knuckle fighting, brought to us from our founder and CEO, David Feldman. This was Feldman's dream. He got told no a lot. And then the state of Wyoming, Brian Patterson, Jeremy Arneson told him yes. That was in the spring of 2018, June 2nd, 2018. BKFC 1. This is show number 50, Chris.
Sean, it's amazing to me, and when I have to admit, I was exactly like a lot of people. When I first heard of bare knuckle, I said, what? Why would somebody do this? What is wrong with these people? And then I watched the fight.
You said, what is wrong with our friend Joe Riggs? He fought
I said, Joe Riggs. I said, what's wrong with Joe? And then come to find out, I watched his fight, and halfway through it, I go, how do I do this? I have to try it, you know? So it really changed my perspective just watching the fight. And once people see it, I think it totally changes, because this is a beautiful sport. It is a sweeter of the sweetest sciences.
We started in Wyoming, then Mississippi. State number 3 was Florida. And again, we're back in Florida tonight. We've had stars from MMA, stars specifically from the UFC, such as Chris Lights Out Lytle, stars from boxing. We've had in total 5 different boxing major organization world champions. We've had stars from kickboxing. If you think about BKFC Asia, stars from Letway, stars from Muay Thai, and we have also had our own homegrown organic bare knuckle stars.
And that's what I think we're going to get more of, Sean, because people are coming over from other disciplines, and people are learning what this is, and people are wanting to do it. I love it when I talk to fighters, MMA fighters, UFC fighters, and sometimes when they ask me about bare knuckle and they light up, I'm like, this is a new thing, and I can tell you're a true fighter because you want to get involved with something like this. That's what happened to me. I saw it, I said, I have to try it. So more and more people are wanting to get involved. More and more people are wanting to be part of what we're doing here, because this is so fun, and it's a fast-growing sport. It's amazing.
We love coming to Florida. We also love equally when new states come online. That is the case next month. South Carolina is the latest state to embrace the great sport of bare knuckle. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 35, Myrtle Beach. That is a Friday night, January 27th. Tickets on sale now, bareknuckle.tv. And of course, you can watch live right here on the BKFC app.
And Sean, I think more and more states are just going to keep opening up, and because once you kind of figure out what's really going on here, this is actually safer than boxing. I know a lot of people don't think that's crazy. That's not how it should be, but when you really break it down, think about it, you take a lot less shots to the head, a lot less things that could cause brain damage. So boxing, I love boxing. I did boxing for many years, but I'm glad I quit boxing, because I can still talk, I can still be understood, and some people who stay involved with boxing, it's not like that. I don't think you're going to have these problems with bare knuckle. When I came out of of retirement to do a few bare knuckle fights. I ended up doing 3. I changed my style. You can't get inside. You can't get in the mix and grind. You have to be in and out. You have to be better with your defense, so you don't take the damage in training. You don't take the damage in fights. I think it's much safer, and I would like states to give people the option. Do you want to do a more dangerous sport, or do you want to save your brain and do this sport? So it just makes sense to me that it's going to open up a lot more.
Full credit to the state of Florida. This outstanding athletic commission, one of the most progressive in the United States, is led by Tim Shipman and Patrick Cunningham. They have been a leading light in combat sports over the last 5 years. Again, an early embracer of the sport of bare knuckle and our promotion, BKFC. Again, we're so happy to be in Florida tonight in front of a sold-out crowd in Hollywood, Florida at Hard Rock Live for this stacked card. 13 bouts in total. Chris, coming up tonight on our main card, let's go through feature, co-main, and main. We'll begin with the feature fight, our preview of this 145-pound bout. This is really intriguing. Louie Lopez versus Howard Davis. Again, we have not yet awarded a champion at 145 pounds. I believe that's going to come in 2023. So fighters at 145 pounds have that very much in mind.
Absolutely. These guys are doing very well at this weight class, and they're definitely on pace to get in that title picture right here. I guarantee that's what they're thinking about. Whoever wins this has a legitimate chance of being the next champion. So it's all about getting this victory right here. But these guys, they don't know how to put on a boring fight. So they're going to come in and they're going to bang and they're going to put on a great fight.
Still to come tonight then, it is our co-main event, the first of 2 title fights. At 175 pounds, the champion Francesco Ricchi versus David Mundell. In our main event for the 155-pound title, the undefeated champion Luis Palomino versus Tom Shoaff. You will see that as part of our main card. The way to watch is on the BKFC app. You're with us live worldwide. This is our free view from Hollywood, Florida. Sold out at Hard Rock Live, BKFC 34.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live bare knuckle fighting championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
The world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship presents BKFC Thailand 4 on Saturday, December 10th. In the main event, the rising star Rolando Gabriel Dai fights the dangerous Apsit Sangmuang. In the co-main event, the undefeated Ty Emery looks to make headlines again as she throws hands with the always ready Po Denman. It's BKFC Thailand 4. Watch it live by downloading the BKFC app at bkfcapp.com.
We move to the bantamweight division. Our tale of the tape is presented by Crescent Tools. Alberto Blas versus Jeremiah Potts.
And Sean here, almost identical in every category. Fist size a little bigger for Alberto. Not much of a difference here. Let's just see. It's probably not going to be about whoever has physical attributes. It's whoever's going to implement their game plan is going to win this fight.
This is the BKFC debut for Jeremiah Potts. He's 2-0 in pro boxing. Both of those victories by way of first-round knockout. Potts told us that he is very elusive, and he used the term multi-dimensional. Potts said, I've really been studying effective clinches in BKFC, and I think the most effective and offensive clincher is Reggie Barnett. He said, I want to emulate Barnett's clinch in this fight.
That's a tall order right there. Barnett's fantastic at it. Potts usually wants to utilize his body shot. Feels like he's very good in that aspect. Feels like he has much higher boxing skills than his opponent and wants to utilize that and show how much higher level of a boxer he is.
Potts said of Alberto Blas, his opponent in this bantamweight bout, he's basically an MMA fighter in bare knuckle. He has that wide open MMA striking stance, and he will throw those wide open MMA punches. I don't think Potts really rates mixed martial arts, Chris. Potts said, I'm going to outbox Blas in the pocket. I'm going to pick him apart.
One thing that I really liked what Potts said, I said, what is your key to victory? He said, my life depends on this. This is everything to me. He's really putting a lot into this. He feels like this is his opportunity to come out here and change his life.
The Cuban Alberto Blas, set to make his BKFC debut. He's a veteran of 7 pro mixed martial arts bouts, 1 in pro boxing. He was a member of Cuban's freestyle wrestling national team. Blas said, I don't want to rush. I want to patiently and smartly wait for opportunities and then work into the clinch where I feel that I can dominate, especially punches from underhooks.
Like you said, that wrestling is a big thing for him, so he's definitely want to get in there, utilize that clinch. Wants to throw combos in there, but main thing, he wants to tire his opponent out with that clinch.
Blas said, good head movement, keep moving, rely on my cardio, and wear down Jeremiah Potts in the clinch. Back we go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division, presented to you by Nerd Focus, the original Think Drink. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears green and black. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, his official weight 135.8 pounds. He holds an undefeated pro boxing record at 2-0, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, here is Jeremiah Too Swift Potts. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears white and black. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, 135.6 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 8 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Matanzas, Cuba, here is Alberto El Indio Blas. And our referee in charge of the action, Sam Burgos.
Alberto Blas told us in our fighter meeting, Jeremiah Potts moves his head. He really doesn't move his feet. I'll circle him with my jab until I can work it to the clinch. Round number 1. White trunks for Alberto Blas, green trunks for Jeremiah Potts. Immediately into the clinch, just where the Cuban Blas wants to be. Quick separation, ordered by Sam Burgos. Right back to the inside, takedown number 1. The former world-class freestyle wrestler from Cuba. Swing and a miss on the overhand from Potts.
In that inside clinch, you can already tell a strategy right there, Blas. It's going to be a problem for Potts. He's going to have to make his opponent pay every time he comes in.
Hard right hand, that backs off Jeremiah Potts into the clinch from the half-tie plug. This is exactly where Blas told us that he wanted to be and where he felt he could dominate. Looking to counter with his back against the ropes, Jeremiah Potts. Big swings, counter left, and down goes Potts. Sam Burgos breaks up his count, and the win with authority in his bare knuckle fighting championship debut for Alberto Blas.
Alberto Blas was all over his opponent right there. Did not give him a second to breathe. Potts was just overwhelmed right there. Great job by Blas. That's exactly what you need to do in somebody's first fight. You need to make them question themselves immediately. Why am I in here?
Big ovation from the South Florida crowd for Alberto Blas. Impressive from Blas, solving the distance, coming to the inside with authority.
Just a nice clean right hand that got through. You can see right here, just all over his opponent, not giving him any room to breathe. Didn't let Potts get in there and throw his punches. Didn't let it turn into a boxing match.
Well, that's not Jeff Houston's microphone. Bring your own microphone to your corner, Chris.
I never thought of that one, Sean. It's a good idea.
Alberto Blas, I think, earned that.
All over his opponent right there. Pushed him around the entire time, took him down once.
Again, Jeremiah Potts coming in. 2-0 in pro boxing, both wins by first-round knockout, but he just simply had no answers for the inside bare-knuckle fighting game of Alberto Blas.
Once again, Sean, this isn't boxing without gloves. This is bare-knuckle fighting.
with his own microphone still intact. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Sam Burgos, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 54 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Alberto El Indio Blas.
Great victory right there for Alberto. He's going to be a handful for everybody right there. If he can come with that kind of energy and game plan and push people around, he's going to be a problem, Sean.
The takedown after the win. Once you're a wrestler, you're always a wrestler, Chris.
So true, Sean.
Jeremiah Potts wanted to establish his boxing. Alberto Blas wanted to establish his clinch and inside game. Mission accomplished from Blas. The winner by way of first round KO, Alberto Blas defeats Jeremiah Potts.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live Bare Knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
The world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship presents BKFC Thailand 4 on Saturday, December 10th. In the main event, the rising star Rolando Gabriel Dai fights the dangerous Apsit Sangmuang. In the co-main event, the undefeated Thai Emery looks to make headlines again as she throws hands with the always ready Po Denman. It's BKFC Thailand 4. Watch it live by downloading the BKFC app at bkfcapp.com.
4 fights, 4 finishes. Chris, as you and I always say, no one in the history of combat sports ever left the venue saying, man, I wish there were more decisions. This is a sport of finishes. Agreed. This is a promotion of finishes. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. We're live tonight in South Florida at a sold-out Hard Rock Live. This crowd's still filling up for our main card, which you can watch live worldwide exclusively on the BKFC app. You're with us now live worldwide, non-exclusively. This is our free view on numerous sources, including the Bare Knuckle app, Fight TV, various venues, internet around the world. So glad that you're with us watching our show again. Our main card begins with a fury, and it ends with 2 title fights. For the 175-pound title, the champion Francesco Ricchi versus David Mundell. Our main event, Luis Palomino. He is the title holder, 165 and 155. He'll look to defend successfully that 155-pound strap as he faces one of the most popular fighters in all of BKFC, Tom Shoaff. Chris, let's first talk about our co-main event at 175 pounds, Francesco Ricchi versus David Mundell.
Very good fight right there. Ricchi's somebody who has the reach. I think he has a 7th-inch reach advantage right there on his opponent. However, he hasn't really utilized it in the past. He's came in close, wanting to get inside, do inside fighting. He's going to want to utilize that reach right there if he's going to beat the very tough Dave Mundell. Dave's been fantastic at making people fight his fight. He does whatever he has to do. He uses that head movement, gets inside, makes you fight his fight when he wants. He's been very good at making you fight exactly when and where he wants to have the fight happen. So when he's been able to do that, he's been able to be very victorious. Looked fantastic in there. So it's going to be up to Ricchi to keep that range and make Dave Mundell step forward where he can get the shots off.
That is our co-main event. Our main event again, the undefeated Luis Palomino looking for another successful title defense of his 155-pound championship versus Tom Shoaff. 4 fights thus far, and again, as we said a moment ago, 4 finishes, Chris, here at Hard Rock Live. We open the night, Freddie Masabo. He was a member of Cuba's national boxing team versus Sean Moffitt.
Look at that body work done right there. I know Moffitt hurt his knee, but great body work being done by Masabo. He talked about wanting to come in, target the body. He says this is bare knuckle. When you land with that bare fist, it really hurts at the body. That's going to be one of his keys. Every time he fights, he definitely utilized that tonight.
First round TKO win for Freddie Masabo. Rambo Russo versus Jacoby Lowry, one of the best round ones we've had all year.
And look at this right here, off the canvas from Rambo to come back and get the knockout at the end of the first round. Fantastic start for both these guys. I want to see both these guys fight again. I don't care if they fight each other again, Sean. That was a great fight.
Russo, the first round TKO win. Jeremy Smith versus Leo Valdivia. South Africa versus Nicaragua.
And Jeremy Smith loses the first 2 rounds, unable to get into his opponent. Decides, I'm stepping forward, I'm mirroring my opponent's hips and throwing hard punches, and boom, right there. 2 good left hands, landed, hurt his opponent, stopped him. Great victory for Jeremy Smith right there.
Jeremy Smith KO round number 3 in the fight you just saw in the bantamweight division. The Cuban Alberto Blas versus Jeremiah Potts.
Blas just all over his opponent, utilized that wrestling very well. We've talked about it many times. This isn't bare knuckle boxing, it's fighting. He fought well.
In his BKFC debut, Alberto Blas, first round victory by way of knockout. Our free view continues as we move to this bout at 165 pounds. The numbers from Crescent Tools for Famez versus Glendale Futrell.
This has kind of been the same for everything, Sean. Not big differences right here. 2-inch height advantage, few inch for Glen Futrell, but not much anything else. Fist size, reach, everything very similar.
This is bout number 2 in BKFC for Glendale Futrell. He's also had 1 pro boxing bout, 9 AMI MMA bouts. At our fighter meeting, Futrell said that he wanted to establish his counter-striking early. He said, I want to allow Famez to throw 1, and I want to repeatedly throw 2 right back.
I like that. 2 punches for every 1. Exactly right there. Straight punches. Step outside that front foot. I love that. You have a southpaw and a right hand. You have to step outside and throw that straight right down the pipe.
Futrell said of Famez, his opponents in this welterweight fight, he's very quote-unquote flashy. He said, I expect him to be aggressive early. Futrell said, I've been listening to the great Welsh fighter in BKFC, James Lilly. We formed a friendship. Lilly told me, stay long and work off of my jab, let Famez run into my punches.
Not only that, he said stay long, but then reset when you have to, reestablish that, and then continue to make your opponent step forward.
4 fights in BKFC for Famez. His debut came June of last year. He defeated Paul Tig by way of first-round KO.
And right here you can just see big right hand landed by Famez. He's got power both hands. He knows it. He feels like the key is for him getting in there and getting off first and landing that big punch. Continuing to land good punches right there. I mean, just look at this overhand right power. 1 punch knockout. Famez feels like he is a great fighter. He was a musician. He feels like he's wanting to give all that up right now. Just continue to concentrate on the sport of bare knuckle.
This is bout number 6 in this sport of bare knuckle for Famez, and his 5th promotionally in BKFC. He's 4-0 in his pro boxing career, all 4 of those victories by way of knockout. Famez proudly dedicating this fight to his niece Jocelyn. He told us, everything in my fight tonight is based on timing. He said, I feel that Glendale Futrell will fold once I hit him hard. I'm going to keep throwing hooks, but I want to be smart. I want to be aware of his hard right hand.
In some of his past fights, he said, even in losses, he's realized what he's capable of, and that's what he's looking to do right now. He said he's coming in and wants to be patient, relax, wait for the openings to come.
Once again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the welterweight division, presented to you by Crescent Tools. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears red and white. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 159.6 pounds. He steps into the squared circle for the 2nd time. Fighting out of Auburndale, Florida, here is Glendale, the Berserker, Futrell. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, 159.6 pounds. He steps into the squared circle tonight, ready for bare knuckle fight number 6. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, here
is the Heartbreak Kid, Famez. And our referee in charge of the action, Kerry Hatley.
Famez, who is naturally right-handed, told us he's going to keep switching stances. He said in and out movement. I do not want to force the KO. If it comes, it will come organically. Round number 1. Black trunks for Famez, red trunks for Futrell. Right hand.
That was the thing. Famez says he doesn't want to look for the knockout. He feels like he's heavy-handed. If he lands punches, he will get the knockout.
See Famez in that southpaw stance. Overhand left from Futrell from the ortho stance did not land. Slow walk down pressure from Famez. Step in with the 1-2, not there for Futrell. Futrell off his back foot looking for the jab to the body. 30 seconds gone, round number 1 of this fight at 165 pounds. Big right hand on the counter from Famez. Credit to Futrell, he walked through that.
Futrell didn't look like he liked that right hand.
Famez missing with the overhand right. Famez, there's the switch of stance. Jab not getting through from Futrell. Futrell looking for the right cross to the body. Behind the check hook. Futrell staying active, moving and punching off his back foot.
Futrell definitely punching back it up. Not putting much into those punches because you have to step forward to get power.
First clinch of the fight. See the patience from the always outstanding referee Kerry Hatley. Now the separation. Famez right back to it. Futrell resetting. Famez doing a great job early in this fight of parrying and blocking the punches of Futrell.
Famez just looked very relaxed out there.
Futrell keeps swinging, takes that counter right hand from Famez. Slow walk down, methodical pressure from Famez here in round number 1. Futrell keeps throwing, keeps moving.
Famez just getting in his opponent's range, waiting for his opponent to throw so he can counter.
Can you see the walk forward pressure from Famez? Famez rear right uppercut just missed. Reset, short shovel right hand from Futrell. Final seconds, round number 1. There is the bell. Next up, round 2.
When your moment finally arrives and all your hard work, dedication, and loyalty to your craft is clear for all to see, your results will speak for themselves. Because when you need the hardest hitting tools on the market, you reach for the brand that always knows how to throw down, each and every time. Unbelievable. Crescent Tools, trusted by the trades.
And you can see right now, look, the big Shaquille O'Neal in the house tonight.
BKFC has a lot of famous fans. There is one of the most famous, Shaquille O'Neal. He joined us on commentary 2 years ago at BKFC.
You can tell right now the game plan for Famez right there is to get in range, let his opponent throw punches, and then counter.
Round number 2.
Just like that. Counter with a nice right hand. Again.
Right to the body from Futrell. Futrell throwing the 2-3 combination. That backs off Famez.
Futrell trying to do something different. He knows if he keeps coming with the same things, he's predictable. You can't be predictable in this sport.
Futrell keeps moving, keeps throwing. Left hand. Famez, you see, shaking that off. Literally and figuratively. 25 remaining round 2.
Like I said, a lot of these times right here with Futrell, he's throwing these punches. He's not stepping in. He's just kind of an arm punch right there. So that was one that, when he hit Famez with it, didn't really do much damage.
Just saw a smile on the face of Futrell. That's not taunting. Futrell just really loves fighting. Some fighters will tell you that they're the happiest in life when they're in competition. Futrell falls into that category. He's coming forward. Keeping his right hand very low, the lead hand, trying to bait in Futrell, then circles out back to the center circle.
You can tell Famez feels he's a lot faster than his opponent. He's waiting for him to throw punches and counter him very well.
Squash that cigarette! Squash that cigarette!
Jab being thrown by Futrell, not getting through again. Famez blocking, parrying just like that on cue with the left hand has been on point in this stage of the fight. Good right hand from Famez. Famez now playing to the crowd. That draws a smile on the face of Futrell. 25 seconds remaining, round number 2. Futrell keeps trying to throw, not really that chuck hook, it's almost a hook jab. Slow forward pressure against from Famez from the southpaw stance, clever jab to the body. Closing stages, second round. Futrell with the right hand, not getting through again. The jab knocked down. Jab just after the bell, the apology from Futrell. We move to round 3.
Sean, I feel like Futrell's doing the best when he does step forward. He puts away behind that jab. He makes it a dangerous jab. If he just flings it out there, he's not going to hurt anybody. He's getting countered.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Walk in there, jab to his head, throw the 2 to the body, and then left hook. The first 2 punches don't matter. Jab to his head, 2 to the body, left hook. The first 2 punches don't matter. Just cut the range with them. He's going to do this. He's not going to counter. He's not going to do shit. Jab to the head, 2, and then a hook, okay? Here, don't even blow your nose. I fucking will slap you.
Once again, great corner work done right there.
Jab to the chest, 2, add a hook. You're over here just checking, he's doing nothing. You don't want to get hit,
the right thing. He wants the jab, throw the body, then come with that left hook. He said the first 2 punches don't matter. He's just trying to get into that range where he can land his hard shots. You stay on the outside, you're countering well, but you've got to come forward if you want to land powerful shots.
Round number 3. Emphatic call of Knuckle up from referee Kerry Hadley. Emphatic start to the 3rd round from Famez. Going right back is Futrell. Futrell with the right hand. Famez circling up Futrell with the left hand right to the body. Counter right hand over the top from Famez. Stiff left jab from Glen Futrell. Hook jab again from Futrell.
Once again, Futrell doing the best when he's stepping forward.
Hard feint from Futrell. Futrell trying to throw the 1-2 to the body. Famez slowing this fight down now, holding center circle, resetting. On the outside is Futrell. Right hand chest misses from Famez. 65 seconds remaining, round number 3. Famez hard on the front shoulder again. Good block from Famez. His block rate has been outstanding. With that said, Futrell is still landing punches.
Futrell's talked about stepping outside that lead foot and throwing that straight right. He's not really been able to do that so far.
Counter on the left hand. Didn't fully land from Famez. That definitely took Futrell off his striking line. Futrell has not stopped moving, not stopped punching in this fight. Now 35 seconds remaining, round 3. He's trying to parry. Back to the orthodox stance for the natural right-hander. Futrell with the right hook, not getting through. Futrell again, throwing the jab, throwing the straight punch, wide open chest. Unorthodox, but it worked. That was orthodox and clean from the orthodox stance on the right hand. Famez landing that on the counter. Swelling under Famez's right eye. We move to round 4. This is a very even fight.
Sit down. Take a deep fucking breath. Slow your heart down. Give me a water. Look at Eddie. Turn left. Turn right. It's on this side. It's on this side. Turn your head back. Listen, bro. You're throwing combos and you're sitting there, right? The only time you're getting hit is when you're sitting there bored as fuck, like.
I'm tired. Deep breath.
You wanted to fight. Let's go.
Baby. Welcome to it. We've been here.
I don't give a fuck if you're tired. That's not my fault.
We've been here before.
Use what I'm telling you to do and it's over with. You don't understand. Jab, 2, left hook. Jab, 2, left hook. That's it. He's literally throwing the same
corner
combo
work being done right now.
You know what I'm telling you.
Famez corner's telling him some great advice right now. He says, I'm tired. He said, I don't care if you're tired. You came to fight, fight. Listen to me and the fight will be over.
2 more.
Exactly right. That's what he should be telling his fighter right there. You have to listen to me out there. Why am I here if you're not going to listen to me? I'm giving you great advice. Look at what happened when you're the last guy I gave advice to. He knocked his guy out.
Round number 4. Off the jab, there's the right hand, counter right hand from Famez. Missing with the right hand. Right hand, left hand not getting through from Futrell. Got caught with the right hand as he switched stances, opened his chest.
Watch
Moderate swelling under Famez' right eye. Not significant swelling, at least not yet. 125 remaining round 4. Futrell now coming forward off the jab. Hook not getting through.
You can
see that effective block from Famez.
Futrell's getting more confident right now. He continues to come forward more, throwing a lot of punches.
105 remaining round 4.
And right now, Famez needs to push the pace. He needs to get in there and push his opponent backwards. I'd like to see him push his opponent against the ropes and do some work.
Left hook not there, overhand right, blocked again by Famez. We're seeing the blocks from Famez. We're not necessarily seeing Chris the block and returns from Famez.
That's the thing. It doesn't matter how much you block. You have to do damage.
Futrell to the body.
Futrell's being more active right now. I'm not sure he's landing harder punches or doing more damage. So that's what we're going to see. I'm not sure how the judges are going to score this. Is it activity or is it damage being done? Or pressure being applied right now by Famez.
Famez waving Futrell forward. Futrell has been very effective, throwing on the outside, oftentimes throwing while moving backwards. 15 seconds to go round 4. Double jab not there, jab, Famez right back. Check right hook lands from Famez. Futrell with the left hand, big left hand from Famez. The bell, we move to the 5th and final round.
And that's it right there, Sean. Famez, when he lands, he's landing better shots. He's landing harder shots, but he's not throwing nearly as many. Very interesting to see how they're judging this right here, Sean. See, and there's just a lot of punches. And see, there's that nice straight left hand being landed by Famez right there. Probably one of the best shots we've seen him land. We're going to see, is it going to be more about the volume or is it going to be more about the damage and the power?
1, 2, hook. Step in and mean that shit. He's not trying to knock you down. He's trying to fight you. Step in.
Where's the
water? Where's the water?
Are you ready for the 5th and final round?
The voice of our colleague, Bryan Socha. 5th and final round upon us. Famez versus Glendale Futrell. Ryan Perez is such a great trainer. No nonsense in the corner of Famez.
Like I said, Sean, he's telling me exactly what he needs to hear.
Good right hand from Famez.
And as Famez is pushing forward right now, he's doing very well.
Right hand to the body from Famez.
Famez wants his opponent backing up because he cannot continue to throw hard punches or even much volume when you're backing up.
Futrell just backed off Famez in the previous sequence. Now Famez coming forward. Long 1-2 from Futrell did not land. Futrell right to the body. Futrell has been really clever and effective throwing those straights to the body in this fight. Duck under from Famez on the right hand.
And those body shots can be devastating, John. It looks like a man taking some of the steam out of Famez right there. He's slowed down from his attack.
Continual swelling under Famez' right eye. There's that hook jab again from Futrell. It's not quite the check hook, it's the hook jab, and he has thrown it a lot. Good right hand on the counter from Famez. That knocks off Futrell, another right hand. Famez playing to the crowd, and Futrell takes the advantage in the gap, throws the right hand, takes that right hand.
And Futrell has taken a lot of tough punches, and he's not been knocked down yet.
Left hand from Futrell, left hand from Famez.
I mean, Futrell has taken a lot of clean shots here, Sean.
Famez walking forward, defiantly, hands down. See the blood on his lower lip. 30 seconds remaining, 5th and final round. Hands on hips for Famez. Futrell on the backward step. The side step. 20 seconds to go in this fight. Naked left hand from the southpaw stance for Famez. Swung to the outside of Futrell's left eye. Futrell trying to stay long. Exiting the center circle. Famez again coming forward. Shovel right uppercut, left hook, left hand, the bell. The end of a really close and entertaining fight.
I felt like Famez had his best round right there, and then a lot of hard shots. He had Futrell just backing up the entire time. When Futrell stepped forward, I think he did much better. And here's some of those hard shots. Look at that great body shot. Another good head shot. Futrell, he gets hit, he just smiles at you. Another good right hand.
Let me get that mouthpiece. That way we can do an interview. There you go.
The 3 Florida Athletic Commission assigned judges, scorecards now being tallied. Well done from Famez, he had his moments. Well done from Glendale Futrell, he had his moments.
It's amazing. It seems easy when you're over here, Sean, saying all you have to do is step forward. All you have to do is get in. All you have to do is A, B, or C, but it's not that easy when the other guy is hitting you in the face. So it's easy for us to say you need to keep stepping forward, but not so easy when you're the guy in there. And you can see right here a lot more activity being done by Futrell, however, more accurate and harder shots being landed by Famez. That's why this is going to be interesting to see how the judges are scoring this one, Sean. Look at all those, I mean, exactly almost twice as many head strikes being thrown by Futrell, but a much better percentage for Famez. This is going to be an interesting one, Sean.
The #1 scoring criteria here in this modern era of bare knuckle fighting, as clean, effective strikes landed to legal targets. With that said, in a close fight and close rounds, oftentimes judges look at who is the busier fighter. Thus, the suspense. Jeff Houston is set to end this suspense. We send it to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 5 rounds, here are the score totals from our judges at ringside. Lorenzo Toledo and Vicente Rodriguez, 48-47. And Richard Green, 49-46, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, the Heartbreak Kid, Famez.
Good win for Famez, comes back, gets in the win column. Showed a lot of poise out there. Going against a very tough guy who could take a great punch.
Class and defeat for Glendale Futrell. He had the volume, but ultimately Famez had the accuracy, and indeed he landed the more powerful, effective strikes. The winner, by way of unanimous decision, Famez defeats Glendale Futrell.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live Bare Knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
Let's go!
Tonight only, you'll receive 30% off all Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship merchandise when you use the promo code BKFC34 at bareknuckleshop.com. Check out the huge selection of merch to choose from with sizes and styles for everyone. You can place your order now at bareknuckleshop.com. And again, a reminder, you can use the promo code BKFC34 at checkout to get 30% off your entire purchase. Knuckle up at bareknuckleshop.com.
In the bantamweight division, Guillermo Perez versus Rob Fuller. Our tale of the tape is presented by Crescent Tools.
The main thing that jumps out here is the weight difference right there. Fuller not all the way down to weight, so I'm not sure if he didn't have a full camp to get that weight down or if he just didn't make it, so that could be a factor if his cardio was not quite up to par.
This is bout number 4 in the sport of bare knuckle for Rob Fuller. It's his second promotionally in BKFC. He's also had 2 pro boxing bouts, 21 fights in professional MMA. In our fighter meeting, Fuller said, I want to be very aggressive, but I don't want to swing wildly.
No, he said he wants it to be a controlled brawl. Wants to get into the pocket or the mid-range, do most of his work from there, throwing that jab, that uppercut, and the hook.
Fuller said, I want to record a statement and indeed a highlight reel knockout. He said, I am, quote, not interested in fighting past the first round.
Said he's not getting paid by the round. He feels like the best thing he can do is land that overhand right, and that's what ends the night.
Of his opponent in this bantamweight bout, Guillermo Perez, Fuller said, I cannot allow Perez to establish himself on the outside and get comfortable. I have to dictate and indeed dominate in the pocket. Fuller also said, basic combinations. I don't want to get overly complicated in striking sequences. Rely on my fundamentals, rely on my power. The Cuban-born, Florida-based Guillermo Perez, one of our main cutmen in bare knuckle fighting championship, now making his BKFC debut. Perez actually worked as Rob Fuller's cutman when Fuller made his BKFC debut this past April. Perez is 1-0 in professional boxing. He had 35 amateur boxing bouts. In our fighter meeting, Perez said, I want to stick and move, use my jab, use my feints to open up Rob Fuller, be elusive, be smart defensively.
One thing he said he's learned from being in all these fights, very important to be first when you're throwing punches. However, if you're not, you want to make sure you get your opponent to throw and then counter right away afterwards.
Guillermo Perez told us Rob Fuller, I believe, is going to come forward with heavy aggression. I have to be aware of his overhand rights. I want to look for my opportunities to attack with my right hand. He's going to keep moving. He's going to open up. Being first is my key to victory.
No, staying focused is very important and puts a huge premium on his defense. He cannot get hit out there.
We send it back to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Presented to you by Lions Not Sheep Apparel. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears gold and blue. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, an even 134 pounds. He steps into the squared circle tonight, ready for bare knuckle fight number 4. Fighting out of Englewood, Colorado, here is Rob 5280 Fuller. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and yellow trimmed in white. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, 127.6 pounds. He holds an undefeated pro boxing record at 1-0, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Sagua La Grande, Cuba, by way of Pahokee, Florida. Here is Guillermo, the Cutman Perez. And our referee in charge of the action, Sam Burgos.
From BKFC Cutman to BKFC fighter for Guillermo Perez. Up this scratch, 3 feet apart from Rob Fuller. The bell, round number 1. Yellow camouflage trunks for Guillermo Perez. Blue and gold trunks for Rob Fuller. Immediately into the clinch, short right hand, left hand. Big swings from both fighters. Overhand right, there's the counter. Check left hook, and that drops Rob Fuller.
Fuller saying that that wasn't a knockdown. Looks like he feels like his feet got tripped up.
Fuller taking the mandatory 8 count from Sam Burgos. Running into the pocket is Guillermo Perez. Overhand right, huge swings. Counter right hand. Another right hand. Clean knockdown, and that's knockdown number 2.
You can't say that was a trip. Fuller just coming throwing some wild punches. He's got to calm down.
Fuller immediately into the center circle. More big swings from Rob Fuller.
That looping overhand right, he cannot continue to throw that.
Overhand right, Perez with the left hand. Big right hand from Guillermo Perez. Knockdown number 3. Smear of blood on the face of Fuller as he takes this mandatory 8 from Sam Burgos. Fuller dropped 3 times, waving Perez forward. Into the clinch, the separation from Burgos. More big swings into the clinch. That's a turn, that's clearly a slip. 35 seconds remaining round one. Wide open swings from Rob Fuller. Straight right hand from Perez. Duck under from Perez. Fuller is bombing, but the accuracy rate not there. Perez on point.
I mean, I know he has a taller point, those overhands work, but he's got to turn some of those under. Throw some uppercuts, throw some straights.
Fuller taking himself off balance, that right hand. Another wide right hand. Left hand, right hand from Perez. Knockdown number 4. Game, set, match, Guillermo Perez.
And I know when Fuller was just in there throwing those wild punches, it seems like easy just to counter, but that is a difficult style to fight sometimes. If they're just throwing these bombs, you got to be careful not to get hit. If you do get hit with one of those big punches, it's going to hurt. So it's very difficult to fight that style. You have to really pick your fight, your time, and punch at the right times. And here's those punches right. It didn't really even look like he got tripped. I'm not sure what he was upset about. Second knockdown came with a couple good punches right here. Clean punch right on the chin right there. And here's those wild punches being thrown. Knocked his head backwards. Fuller even trying to throw punches as he's falling down.
Rob Fuller told us, Chris, in our fighter meeting, he was not interested in fighting past the first round. Fuller opened up massive swings, but Guillermo Perez in his BKFC debut, our regular cut man, on point. Credit to Rob Fuller. He opened up, he took chances, and credit to Guillermo Perez. Truly one of the nicest people we know in the world, not just of BKFC, but in all of combat sports. At 33 years old, making his pro combat sports debut and getting an emphatic first-round win in bout number 1 in BKFC. Next month, he's right back to being our regular cut man. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Sam Burgos, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 1 minute 54 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by KO, Guillermo, the Cutman Perez.
Great debut. Cannot wait to see him fight again. He's been in there a lot as a cut man, finally getting in there as a fighter. He has a lot of experience in this realm. I cannot wait to see what he can do with this 125-pound division, Sean.
That was a wide open fight. Rob Fuller absolutely bombing, but straight, hard, clean punches from Perez, dropping Fuller 4 times in round 1. Victorious by way of first-round knockout, Guillermo Perez defeats Rob Fuller. OnlyFans gives you exclusive looks back of the house. There's BKFC's reigning 175-pound champion, Francesco Ricchi. You will see him in tonight's co-main versus Dave Mundell, 2 fighters who have tremendous respect for each other. Both feel that they can win this fight, but they feel that it is going to be very close. They have to let their strategy and indeed their skill set show. That exclusive look given to you by OnlyFans. We're coming up to the top of the hour. That is when our free view ends and our main card begins. Again, the way to watch is on the BKFC app. Chris, wide open in our prelims. We saw finish after finish, and you just saw our regular cut man, Guillermo Perez, knocking down 4 times the very game Rob Fuller in round number 1. That's the epitome of this night, wide open fighting. There's no such thing as being tentative in the sport of bare knuckle, especially promotional in BKFC.
It's fast-paced. That's one thing I love about it. It's always going to be entertaining. And like I talked about earlier, that style is very difficult to fight. Somebody coming in throwing bombs, it looks easy, like all you have to do is counter. That's true, but if you get caught with one of those, you're probably going to sleep. So you have to be very careful as you do it. It takes you a minute to adjust. Fuller wasn't going to give him a minute. He's going to continue to come and throw bombs until you do what you have to do and land good punches, and that's what Perez was able to do.
So again, 2 world title fights tonight on our main card, which you can watch on the BKFC app worldwide. If you have not downloaded it, do so now. It's the best deal in all of combat sports. You get every single live BKFC event, including our main card tonight, just $4.95 per month. You also get access to our full archives going back to BKFC 1, June 2nd, 2018. And you can see both of Chris Lights Out Lytle's victories in BKFC. Scan the QR code. That's courtesy of DraftKings, as we like to tell you. If you don't know what a QR code is, well, find your kid, find your grandkid. They'll smarten you up to that. It's simple. Just scan it. You, of course, know what to do. It's 2022, after all, Chris.
Everybody knows.
2023 begins next month, our calendar year BKFC. A new state opening up. We will be in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. It's significant because more states continue to open up. That will be year 6 in this modern revival of bare knuckle fighting, all led by our founder and CEO, David Feldman.
He's done a great job of educating people, because we talked about that earlier. Its main thing is getting people to understand it's not what it sounds like. It is safer, and I assure you that it is. I don't think we're going to have the problems of all the brain damage. One thing, as a boxer, I love watching boxing, and all the people I love watching, they continue to fight, and they end up having problems. They don't talk well. They're having a lot of mental problems. So I do not want to see that. I want to see people who can continue to have great lives. I want people to be able to have the option to do bare knuckle if they want. It doesn't sound like it would be better, but I promise it is. If you really think about it, if you go and you said and you watch how people train, it is safer to do bare knuckle. So I hope we can get this in all 50 states at some point, Sean.
Again, 2 title fights. Our co-main for the 175-pound title, the defending and reigning champion Francesco Ricchi, his first fight as the titleist against Dave Mundell. Our main event at 155 pounds, Luis Palomino holds 2 straps, the 165 title, the 155 title. It's that 155, the lightweight title, that he'll be looking to successfully defend against one of the most popular fighters in all of BKFC, including amongst his fellow fighters, Tom Shoaff. That's a really intriguing main event.
Absolutely, and I wonder if it's partially the mustache. He's had that mustache since before we got here, but it looks like that's something from the 1800s, so everybody's kind of like him, and he's adopted his style. He almost looks like a fighter from the 1800s, but he's came out here, and he's really adapted his style, and he's gotten better over his last several fights, and this guy's at the top of his game right now. He's got his distance, his range down. He throws nice, hard punches, clean, crisp. I cannot wait to see him in there.
Luis Palomino, we always kid him in our fighter meetings before every fight. We say, how can you be in the sport of bare knuckle, be a 2-division champion, and never get punched in the face? Now, it's not entirely true. He's taken a few shots, but virtually no hard shots, undefeated through 7 fights in BKFC. What makes that even more insane, Chris, is that he was not that fighter. I commentated him in Bellator, actually commentated him in this very venue. It was the old Hard Rock Live here in Hollywood, Florida. And Palomino told us that. He said, I was a 50-50 fighter in MMA. I put myself in those 50-50 situations. I was going to finish or get finished. He said, as I'm older, I'm more mature, I'm better. I do not do that in bare knuckle. I'm a technical fighter. I'm a smart fighter.
You know what's funny? When he first came out his first few fights, he just came in and wrecked people. He came in, throw hard punches, but then he's learned, he's developed a great bare knuckle style. It's all about not getting hit to him, and that's what our guys, the more and more they fight, they learn about. You have to be very good with defense. You have to be very good with offense. You have to hit in the right places. You don't waste punches where you're going to break your hands. You're smarter about it. So the more fights he's gotten, the better he's gotten, and he's developed this into his own style. He's athletic, he's fast, he knows exactly what he has to do now, and he's doing it. He's implementing his game plans, and he's going to make you fight a perfect fight if you're going to beat him.
BKFC has a lot of stacked weight classes, arguably the most stacked, women's 125 pounds. We have 2 really talented fighters at 125 pounds tonight. Jocelyn Lybarger, bout number 2 in BKFC after a run in the UFC, versus Christine Vicens, who comes into 1-0 in bare knuckle fighting championship.
Vicens looked fantastic her first fight. I was amazed with her poise. She just came in and threw a lot of straight punches. 1-2s continued to come in. Controlled the range, did exactly what she wanted to do. Got a cut on her opponent and won the fight. So that was great. I just cannot wait for this fight. Totally different styles. This is going to all be about one thing, distance. Who's ever going to be able to establish the range that they want, keep it in close or far away, whoever's able to do that's probably going to win that fight, Sean.
Again, we're in South Florida, the city of Hollywood, Florida. Hard Rock Live. It's a fashionably late arriving crowd, but it is sold out. You already saw that Shaquille O'Neal is here. There are a lot of UFC roster fighters that are going to be here tonight, including Grant Dawson, including Charles Rosa. I believe that Big Baby Miller will be here, former top 10 heavyweight in the world. Athletes come to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, whether we're in Florida, whether we're in New Mexico, whether we're in Kansas. Right now, I think we're the cool kids on the block in combat sports. I like that status.
Absolutely, Sean. Like I said, this is something new. It's different. It's something when you go to one of those other fights, people are talking about it. You know, they're like, man, that Bare Knuckles, it's wild, it's raw, it's new, and people want to be part of that. I know I did. That's one thing when I saw, I was like, this is fantastic. I got to be part of this. I'm fortunate enough to be doing this with you all the time because I love watching every time we come here. I mean, I'm just like a little kid watching. Sometimes I have to go, oh, I got to talk about this. I can't just watch.
I know that Riddick Bowe was at a card. He sat right behind us. I'm kind of locked in. I never even noticed that Riddick Bowe is one of my heroes. Nobody smarted me up to the fact that Riddick Bowe is sitting 3 feet behind me. We get a lot of celebrities. We'll have that again tonight here at this sold-out Hard Rock Live crowd. It's our final event in BKFC domestically here in the United States in 2022. Again, moments away, top of the hour. Our main card begins. The way to watch is on the BKFC app. Next week, it's our final event in total in BKFC in 2022. BKFC Asia 4 from Bangkok. There has been almost a cult following that has developed around our Asian shows. It's been great because we have seen different style fighters. We've seen fighters from Letway. I used to commentate the late, truly great World Letway Championship in my beloved Myanmar. We see fighters coming from Muay Thai. We're seeing kickboxers from Europe. It's changing the equation, and you're seeing our BKFC domestic-based fighters are watching those bouts in Asia. They're incorporating things into their game and vice versa with the Asian fighters watching these American cards.
Absolutely, and you talked about BKFC Asia. It's called Asia because it's not just Thailand. We have other places. We're about to be in Cambodia, Philippines. There's a lot of other places, and that goes for BKFC in general. There's a lot of different countries that are wanting us to come there. It's difficult for us to do everything right now, but we have plans. We want to go to all these places because this has global appeal. Everybody sees that they love what we're doing here, as do I, so I think the sky's the limit for the future, John.
December 10th, and again, you can watch it live worldwide on the BKFC app. It's part of your monthly subscription of $4.95. BKFC Asia 4, you'll see it. That is Saturday, December 10th on the BKFC app from Bangkok. And then January begins in South Carolina. It is January the 27th. And that, again, significant because we open a new state. In 2022, we opened new states, including New Mexico. That was one of the most enjoyable shows that we've had. That was a Hollywood, Florida-type crowd. It was loud in New Mexico. It's loud here tonight. You see the energy. We felt it when we were in Omaha. We felt it when we were in Orlando. We felt it when we were in Newcastle, England last week. This is the sport that is continuing to draw fight fans. Not just MMA fans or boxing fans, but true combat sports fight fans, Chris.
And that's one of the things that I do love right there, where you can see Palomino arriving right here. But one thing I do love about what we have going on right here, all these the states that are opening up, a lot of people are big fight fans in those places. Like Florida, you talked about, New Mexico, where we have great fight fans. We put people putting on great fights there, and they love it.
OnlyFans gives you this exclusive look back of the house, the double champ Luis Palomino, and the man who will face Luis Palomino in tonight's main event, Tom Shoaff. That for Palomino's BKFC 155-pound world title. It will conclude this absolutely loaded 13-bout card here. BKFC 34 from Hollywood, Florida. Again, OnlyFans brings you this exclusive look. Chris, this is a special card. That's a truly special main event. Moments away, our main card begins. Again, the way to watch is on the BKFC app worldwide. Scan the QR code for DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm with Chris Lights Out Lytle, Cyrus Fees, our outstanding ring announcer, Jeff Houston, Brian Sosha. I'm Sean Wheelock with producer-director Jonathan Evans. You've been with us our full 2 hours of our free view. You've seen 6 fights, and our main card on tap again, top of the hour on the BKFC app. It's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 34 from Hard Rock Live. Sold out tonight here in Hollywood, Florida. Chris and I will see you top of the hour.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
The world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, presents BKFC Thailand 4 on Saturday, December 10th. In the main event, the rising star Rolando Gabriel Dai fights the dangerous Apsit Sangmuang. In the co-main event, the undefeated Ty Emery looks to make headlines again as she throws hands with the always ready Po Denman. It's BKFC Thailand 4. Watch it live by downloading the BKFC app at bkfcapp.com.